And with that, we welcome you to Barker Lane Stadium. On this beautiful Bob Barker Day, two teams looking to get back in the win column. You're watching the Bojangles count down the kickoff. Bojangles, it's bow time. In the booth with Jay Sungholter, I'm Lindell Suggs. We're so glad you've joined us. Both of these two teams have started off 1-3. And Jay, if they can get all three phases of the games going, they can turn their season around.
Yeah, and Lindell, for Campbell, they're looking to get off to a good start in this ball game. Play a clean game. Last week against Stony Brook, the first quarter didn't go the way they wanted to. I expect them to come out and play really well to begin this game. And over for Delaware State, they've got to try to find a way on the road to win the turnover battle.
Well, it's going to start with their quarterback, Marquis Adams. He is our player to watch, and he is a true dual threat. 600 yards passing, 200 yards rushing.
Well, and Adams has a really strong arm driving the ball down the field. Another one of his strengths is getting outside of the pocket and making things happen with his legs. For Campbell's athletic linebacking core, the goal for them is to try to keep him in the pocket and get pressure up the middle. And over on the other side for Campbell, Aiden Valdez had an outstanding game last week with 2 touchdown receptions. His height and his athleticism creates mismatch problems in the red zone, and I expect Campbell to look for him inside the 20.
Two teams looking for a win. The action on the other side of this. This is the Sandstorm Network on Flow Sports.
We are not merely an institution of higher education. We are transforming lives and empowering students to become leaders.
Leaders in our communities, in our state, and throughout the world.
Leaders in innovation.
Leaders in service to our neighbors.
Join our movement. Join our community. Join our mission. Lead with purpose. Lead with Campbell.
Welcome back to Bowie's Creek. Delaware State and the Campbell Fighting Camels. And in this mid-afternoon matchup, as we take a look at Braxton Harris's resume, this is a coach who's qualified to lead this team. He got his first win, and it was the biggest one in program history. And right now, Jay, they're just trying to figure out how to turn things around.
Well, and he loves his team and the culture he's developing and just focusing on week by week improving and taking their game to the next level. And he's excited about this opportunity against a really good Delaware State team.
Yeah, he has a team that he's excited about, and so does they do on the other side. Lee Hall, who's the leader for the Delaware State Hornets. He is the 24th head coach in their history, and he's already a MEAC champion.
In year 2, and he's looking to really build off of year 1 and what he was trying to instill, and has a pedigree with NFL stars coaching them while they were in college with Stephon Diggs, Torrey Smith, and this team of his coming on the road. It will be a challenge today, but they really got to find a way to create spark plays and look towards the special teams area as well to help out their offense.
It's a beautiful day here in Bowie's Creek. Helene has passed us. We went through all the storm and the weather, and it's a wonderful day for football, Jay. Thank God we have turf, and it was able to get cleared up pretty quickly.
It's great, and for these players, this is the perfect weather to come out and play. And after you deal with the rain and during practice and everything, you deserve to have a great opportunity on game day.
Nathan Wilson kicks things off. Headed to Wilkins, and he'll make the catch at the 5. Streaking down the sideline. Makes a man miss. Wide open. Past the 30. And Campbell's going to start in good field position here.
Return off 24 yards on the play. Follow spot at Campbell, 33-yard line.
So here comes the Campbell offense, Jay, and they're excited to have a key piece back. Mason Merriweather, the center who was out the last game, he's returned in this game.
And one of the leaders on that offensive line unit, really the anchor coming from the center position.
This one caught. Rolled incomplete. Remain 1st and 10. Jaden Eatts for Delaware State doing a good job covering down. Masco in the shotgun. Makes the throw. There's Brown. Up the cut. There's a First Citizens first down for Campbell.
And early on in this ball game, I think we're going to see Campbell try to get Brown touches Same thing as last week in Stony Brook. Really tried to highlight him at the beginning of the first quarter and in the third quarter to get him going.
There's a snap. Up the gut. And he'll be sent backwards. Barry Wagner is there for the tackle.
For Delaware State, the importance of having success on first down is really important today because you've got to force Campbell to second and third and long situations. A nice job coming up and run support.
13:45 and counting down here in Buies Creek in the first quarter. Damasco. Empty backfield. Clean pocket across the middle. Caught by Brown. A foot race. Sincere Brown into the end zone. Touchdown, Campbell.
Damasco's pass is complete. Complete on the play to number 9, Sincere Brown. 51 yards for the play.
It all starts up front. The offensive line gives plenty of time for Masco, and the best wide receiver for Campbell, not guarded at all, comes on a dig route over the middle, splits the safeties, just takes off, and that's the start Campbell was looking for. Special teams sets up good field position. The offense does the rest. They finish with an explosive play through the air.
The extra point. It's good. Campbell with 7 on the board here. So we'll take the timeout. Campbell strikes first early in the first 2 minutes of this one here in Buies Creek. Welcome back to Buies Creek. Jay, Campbell up by 7, and Campbell head coach Braxton Harris told us this week, we wanted to start fast. It doesn't get faster than that.
Well, it's been a focus area throughout practice. After last week's game, the first quarter did not go the way that Campbell would have liked. You knew that they're going to come out here and try to be explosive once they got the ball, but also as well on special teams. They want to set up good field position.
There's a good special teams there. Flag down. He'll be tackled inside the 25.
There's a flag on the return.
The flag came out after the return went. We'll see what they call.
During the return, holding number 42, receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be 1st and 10, Delaware State's ball.
So Delaware State will now start inside of their own 15 That's a costly penalty early, Jay.
Well, when you're on the road, especially going against a Campbell team where there's an injury down on the sideline, it's like a Campbell player, but you want to try to minimize those mistakes.
Yeah, definitely looks like a Campbell player down on that Delaware State sideline. All the trainers looking after him. And this is a Campbell team. It looks like Rashawn Carr. This is a Campbell team, Jay, that's been really bit bad by the injury bug.
It has, and just unfortunate some of these injuries, and a couple guys back this week. But it's been tough, and you just hope that these guys will get healthy quick, and this injury right now is something he can come back from quickly.
Carr was injured through most of training camp this year. Was finally able to get healthy and get back on the field. And now he's down again on the sideline. He was quickly collapsed on there. And there's no telling how that ends or what pain he's feeling as the cart comes out. There's Campbell head coach Braxton Harris coming to check on his guy. Jay, it really spoils the party of what Campbell has done here early in these first few minutes of this match. You go down the field and you start successful. And now you have a guy that you're depending on to bring you some valuable minutes in this game defensively at the safety position, and now he's down on the field. So he's up on the cart now. And now we're ready to go back to play, Jay. What does Delaware State need to do to respond quickly to what Campbell has done?
Well, I think after you have an injury like that, both teams, it's tough because you've got to kind of shift your mind back to playing, and either side feels for the player when there is an injury, and hopefully he'll be okay as he's taken off with the medical attention. For Delaware State, though, they've got to find a way to run the football and try to create balance with their run and pass options.
Marquis Adams. And the shotgun here for Del State. Sutton back there with him. 1st and 10. On the play action. Makes a move and quickly tackled. DeQuan Johnson was there for Campbell and sets up 2nd and short.
For Delaware State, they'll use different paces with their offense. They'll go no huddle, they'll go up tempo. Here, no huddle, but taking their time as they get the play call in from the sideline.
12:48 and counting down here in Bowie's Creek in the first. There's a handoff to Sutton, big hole, but quickly collapsed on. He'll pick up the 1st down, and that's what matters.
Jaden Sutton, powerful runner, off to a good start. The graduate for Delaware State, he's a big part of this offense. I think they're really going to try to highlight him in the running game.
C.J. Tillman there on the tackle, and he's one of the guys that Campbell head coach Braxton Harris says has played completely consistent all year. Campbell showing blitz. Gonna keep it himself. Adams, step back and dropped on. He'll collect 2 yards.
Well, great job from the defense, keeping their eyes on Adams. They know, they've watched the film. He is so fast, athletic, And Lee Hull, the head coach, also calls the plays. They'll be calling his number and quarterback designed runs. Campbell had a spy. Tillman was all over it.
This is a Delaware State team without an offensive coordinator. The head coach calls the plays. Adams keeps it rolling, throws, it's complete. And that's enough for a first down.
Pass is complete to number 88, Kyrie Benton.
And Lee Hull knows how athletic the linebacking core and secondary is for Campbell. Already the second time we've seen him go on the perimeter and get Adams out of the pocket to elude the pass rush.
30-yard line, first down, Delaware State.
2 right, 1 left. Tight end attached to the line. 1st and 10. Campbell showing pressure. Quickly collapsed on. C.J. Tillman was there with the pressure. There's a flag down.
There's a flag.
Holding, number 10, defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So Daquan Johnson for Campbell gives some yards for Delaware State.
C.J. Tillman coming off the edge, number 0, forces an errant throw. Delaware State gets bailed out with the penalty.
And get a first down, and they're creeping closer to midfield. 1st and 10. Steps back, surveying. No one coming, and no one open. Amari Wilson was almost there for the sack, Jay.
Well, outstanding work from the defensive line of Campbell. They read the screen, and they didn't bite on. They didn't go upfield. They kind of stayed at home, and there was nowhere to go with the ball. And Adams very wisely just throws it into the turf as he saw, hey, Campbell's clogging things up. This isn't there. They live to fight here on 2nd down.
2nd and 10. Man in motion. Adams all alone. Pocket clean. Over the middle. It's caught! Streaking up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Hornets. Delaware State and Christian Tate bring this game back to life.
It was a stutter move. It was a crossing route, and Tate ran about a 12-yard curl, stuttered, then went over the middle, and just made the Campbell secondary pause. He split the safeties, and what a start for the Delaware State offense. They were backed up, Lendl, got things going on the ground, a couple passing plays out to the perimeter, and then they attacked down the middle.
Nathan Wilson to tie things up, the lefty boots it. It's fair. We're tied up 7-7 after a quick sting from the Hornets here in Bowie's Creek.
Media timeout.
Back in Bowie's Creek, we're tied 7-7. Let's take a look at the CAA standings right now. Campbell at the bottom, but they're the only team, Jay, that's played 2 conference games so far.
I mean, early on, a challenging schedule to begin the year for Campbell. They've been battle-tested, going on the road at Liberty, at Western Carolina, and then 2 league games already. And Campbell's enjoying coming back home here for the middle part of this 3-game homestand, but important to get off to a good start. Campbell did it on offense. On defense, they're got to clean up some of the secondary issues there in coverage.
Both of these squads started fast. Both head coaches preached to us this weekend, we need to limit the explosive plays. Well, they both scored touchdown on explosive plays. 6 plays, 90 yards for Delaware State. Campbell, 4 plays, 67 yards. And both of their time of possession right now, Jay, is under 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
And both touchdowns very similar. Over the middle, the 2 big play wide receivers with Sincere Brown and Christian Tate taking it all the way.
Tied 7-7. Wilson boots it. There's Wilkins. Finds a hole. Working free. Down the sideline. Just runs out of room. V.J. Wilkins turns on the Jets for a big return.
He's a difference maker in the special teams unit. Stays very patient, waits for his blockers to set up, and then just darts down the sideline. That burst now sets up the offense, the 41-yard line. Chad Masco and his unit coming back out.
Masco in the shotgun. Looking for Brown, and a miscommunication forces an incomplete pass.
They've looked away at Brown 3 times already, 2 catches. Trying to get him the ball as much as possible.
Masco all alone. Wilkins in motion. He'll keep it himself. Up the gut. Falls forward. Bring up 3rd and short here.
The offensive line really creating a path. If he didn't trip, might have been able to pick up the first down. I like how they're driving the defensive line, though, and Masco adds a dimension to this offense with his running ability.
Empty backfield. 4-man front. Clean pocket. Almost picked off. A dangerous throw there, and Barry Wagner was right where he needed to be for the Hornets.
Wagner, 6'2", 200 pounds. The redshirt junior just jumped in the passing lanes, read the eyes of Masco.
So a 3-and-out brings out Jack Brady to punt this away. Brady standing at his own 31.
Second kick for Campbell is number 46, Jack Brady.
Christian Tate back to return. It's caught. Here comes the pressure. Slips and dices. Falls forward at the 25. It's a new drive here for Delaware State, Jay, and if they can march close anywhere across midfield, Delaware State head coach Lee Hall thinks that his field goal kicker can get this through, and they can take the lead here.
He believes in his kicker and his special teams unit, and for them, they got the offensive drive they wanted. I would expect them to attack again the middle. They had success with Tate on the double move. Campbell playing zone coverage. Interesting to see if we see them go vertical.
Nathan Wilson, 50% all year. Credits his range to about 40 yards. This one breaking free. And Delaware State quickly with a first down. Jalen Brooks stopped it from being any more, but Jaden Sutton, what a runner he is.
Well, Sutton is so quick. Once he gets to the second level, he's got that power. It's tough to bring him down. Once he gets ahead of steam, Campbell lucky to trip him up.
1st and 10. Fakes the handoff. Now Adams will keep it himself. Ty Dawn, shifty. Heading towards the sideline. And he won't get much. He might even lose a yard.
He is so elusive. There's a quarterback designed run. He looked up the middle, didn't like it. He just goes inside, outside, and thought he could get the edge with the speed of this linebacking core. We talked about how athletic they are. You see it there as they just flow over the top, leaving no room to run.
Brooks, the UNC transfer. Credited with the tackle there. 2nd and 11. There's the snap. Clean pocket. Now we'll roll. Throws. A pass intended is incomplete, but a flag comes out.
Adams' pass is incomplete. There's a flag on the play.
Najee Lowey.
Holding, number 51, offense. That penalty declined. 3rd down.
Antonio Williams. Transfer from Wagner, holding on just a little bit too much on the edge.
It's a challenge for this offensive line of Delaware State with the size, how aggressive the D-line of Campbell is. Just held on a little too long there. That was a deep passing play that Adams was looking to go down the field. Didn't like the coverage. The offensive line gets a penalty.
Not at 7-7 here in this first quarter. 3rd and 11. Adams in the backfield all alone. Sends a man in motion. Keeps it himself. And quickly taken down after gaining a few yards. And he fought for everything he could there, but C.J. Tillman finally wrapped him up for the tackle.
He has an ability just to slide away. As soon as someone's coming up to tackle him, he's got to maintain his ball security, though. Holding it out, Campbell is trying to rip it away.
From their own 43-yard line. Need to receive for Campbell, number 8.
So Nathan Wilson will come out to punt. Brandon fights for Campbell, back to receive. Gets this one in the air, a squibber. Falls short. It'll bounce and roll. Stop at about the 14-yard line. So Campbell's got a long way to go down the field, Jay, but you had a 3-and-out and you forced another 3-and-out. That's good for Campbell's the defensive coordinator, Eric Daniels' defense.
Yeah, and Delaware State having confidence after correcting some of those mistakes on the first drive where they gave up the touchdown. And for Campbell coming out here on their 3rd drive of the ball game, we've already seen them try to highlight Sincere Brown in the passing game. I look for the Campbells go back to the ground and impose their will up front, try to get push with this offensive line.
There's Chandler in at quarterback. He'll take the high snap and keep it himself, banking towards the sideline. Bring up 2nd and short. And we know this is a 2-quarterback system. We expected to see Mike Chandler, and here he is now on this drive.
And he is so fast, and they'll use him with zone read plays once he gets to the outside. He's tough to bring down. Pretty good job by Delaware State closing in to limit the run.
Chandler. Take the handoff. Up the gut. We'll collect a few, but there's a flag down.
Holding, number 75, offense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat, 2nd down.
So Dane Turney is coming in at left guard for the injured Dante Jones. Called for the hold, and that backs Campbell up. So 2nd in a Walmart parking lot here. Chandler takes the snap, keep it himself. Will make the run up the gut, bouncing off a tackle. And he'll go down 3rd and 9.
Another quarterback designed run for Chandler up the middle. Just trying to pick up positive yards to give yourself a better chance on third down. And for Campbell, it's going to be 3rd and 9 as they're backed up inside of their own 20.
Chandler giving instruction. Free play. Throws towards the sideline, and Wilkins catches it out of bounds. And there's no flag. And Campbell head coach Braxton Harris looking at the official and confused about why there was no call there.
Yeah, thought they should have got that free play. And still having a discussion over on the sideline. The punting unit will be out on the field.
So Jack Brady in back-to-back drives will come out here. Brady averages 41 yards per punt. This one in his end zone. Just gets it away. Beautiful punt, gets over midfield. What an escape there, and some magic from Jack Brady. He used everything he could on that one.
That was Lindell, that was a heck of a job. Not only do you get the distance from that boot from Brady, you also get the hang time, no return. That helps alleviate some of the pressure on the defense after the offense is backed up. Pins it to the 37-yard line.
So after 2 fast starts from both squads, both of these offenses have been stalled out here. It's been a defensive battle since the first drive. Adams with the snap. Hand off to Sutton. Bounces off a tackle, heading towards the end zone. Sutton gets the Hornets on the board again. But there's a flag. Does this touchdown stand?
For the Hornets. However, there's a flag on the play.
Now the officials congregating, trying to figure out what happens.
It's going to be on Delaware State.
Bill McKeever.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 85, Delaware State. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Try for point.
So Del State gets the touchdown. The unsportsmanlike adds yards on the old lineman Malcolm Jeffrey.
So it's after the play, so they get the penalty. The touchdown's going to stand. Defender for Campbell slipped. That's what opened up that wide open gap. What a run, this offense. They do it through the air, then they take it to the ground for the long touchdown.
So the left footer, Nathan Wilson. It's up, and it's through. Delaware State with a 7-point lead here in Bowie's Creek. How does this change things now, Jay? Because Campbell at first took the lead and thought they got their offense going, but they've been stalled out twice.
For the players, you've got to readjust, and after you get that big touchdown to begin the game, all right, we're off to that fast start we were looking for. But then things have kind of changed here after 2 quick touchdowns, and you've got to refocus. You've got to lock back in and find a way to get some momentum on your side. And still here in the first quarter, both teams filling each other out. But Campbell, just a mistake there on the defensive end, again slipping down as Sutton got to the next level. The offense has to find a way to get a drive.
So Campbell looking to respond here. It's a 14-7 game. Delaware State in front, and a happy Lee Hall, who's the head coach of the Fighting Hornets, I'm sure. Here's Wilson to kick things away. Spooted to the right, caught by Wilkins. And out past the 35, headed towards the 40 and brought down at the 42. Campbell looking to piece together a good drive here. 5:50 remains in this first quarter. What would you like to see from this Campbell offense, Jay?
Well, I think they've got to get the ground game going. Talked on the last drive about Chandler when he came in the ball game, instilling the run. But in any ball game, you want to have success on the ground so you can open up passing lanes. And we've seen Campbell go to Sincere Brown already, a couple catches with the touchdown. I just think you have to have that balance to keep the secondary honest. Masco back in the ball game.
He'll take the snap. Steps back. Clean pocket, now rolling left. And heads out of bounds after a 4-yard gain.
There are two vertical routes looking to go deep. Saw the coverage was tight, then just takes off. And with Chad's ability to read a defense and have that internal clock in his head, knowing when he's got to get out of the pocket, very wise move to pick up positive yards on first down.
J.J. Cowan, the local product from Triton High School, a freshman in the backfield with him. Wilkins in motion. He'll hand it off to Cowan, who heads up the gun, picks up about 3 yards. 1 yard shy of the first down.
And Lendell Cowan played great last week against Stony Brook. And we figured he'd get more action, more playing time, and he earned it after his performance, running physical and really providing a burst, especially in the second half for the Camels.
Valdez will check in here. His game last year set a program record for receiving touchdowns by any tight end in a single game. There's the snap. Handoff again, Cowan looking for 1 yard, and he'll get it. Campbell moves the chains here.
And Cowan runs so fierce, so aggressive. He'll just barge in there. Not a lot of room to run. He just lowered his shoulder pads, saw the hole, and attacks. There's Valdez crossing in there. There's nowhere to go, but he just bullies his way to the first down.
Masco in the shotgun. Wilkins in motion. Here's the handoff to him. He pitches to the outside. Now takes the sideline. And V.J. Wilkins with a big play. That'll spot him at the 25-yard line.
Matt Kubik, the offensive coordinator, really likes to get his guys in motion, make it difficult for a defense. And
this one's coming back.
Holding,
There's a flag.
number 81, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spotted foul. First down.
Even though this is going to come back, that is so hard to decipher where the ball is. If you're a defender, if you're a linebacker, and you're looking where the ball is and you see different guys with the fakes and the motions, it just makes you pause, and that's all you need. And Campbell, though, a couple penalties already, forcing them back.
Second and 20. Now cross midfield again. Won't be 20. It'll be a little bit less than that. Here's the offense. First and 18. Masco with the snap. Fakes the handoff over the middle. Caught, fights. And Campbell right back where they need to be for second down.
The second time we've seen Campbell go across the middle. Skinny post from Brandon Fights. Masco looks over towards his left, knows exactly where he's going to go pre-snap as he read the coverage. There's the pitch and the catch to set up a 2nd and 4.
Cowan in the backfield, dropped. Masco picks it up quickly, throws towards the sideline. Brown! There's the flag.
Masco pass is intended for number 9, Sincere Brown. There's a flag on the play.
Pass interference, number 10, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Fabian Just too much to handle from him. He's 6'1", 175, but when you're going up against a 6'5" Sincere Brown, that's a lot to cover.
It is, and he's got good size in the secondary. I'll tell you, though, Lindo, I think any time the safety's in the middle of the field and away from Brown and you have the one-on-one coverage, you want to give him a chance. He's either going to come down with it or it's going to be very hard for the defense back to cover, and they had success picking up the penalty.
Right to the rocket. He heads for outside, turns on the jets, and just runs out of room again. Christian Garrett is there to push him out, but V.J. Wilkins, he is a threat with his speed, Jay.
He's got a gear to him, and when you throw the ball to him on the perimeter, he's a threat every time he touches the ball.
Cowan in the backfield. Masco keeps it. Intended for Brown. He stutter-stepped, and that pass is incomplete.
And he beat his man. The safety was right in the middle of the field. Single high safety, so there was room. That's a tough throw. But for Campbell, sets up a 3rd and medium coming up. Potential 4-down territory. And for this front 7 for Delaware State, they've got to make sure they have a spy on Masco. I would expect Campbell to try to give a run-pass option to their quarterback.
And the shotgun. Masco with the handoff. Cowan outside. And the hometown kid gets the first down here for Campbell.
He just brings an intensity with the way he runs the ball. Just fierce. A big 3rd and 5 with the zone read. There's the actual Valdez coming across the motion to cut block. Here's Cohen just finishing off the run as Campbell continues to drive.
1st and goal for Campbell. The freshman will stay on. They'll hand it off to him again. And this time caught by the foot. No gain. Aaron Willis does a good job penetrating the offensive line and get into the backfield.
He shot the gap. And that's what you need if you're a defender. Those big spark plays that are for loss. If you read the play correctly, there's no reason to hesitate. Go ahead and shoot it. He did there.
Masco rolling right, wide open. Valdez, he'll get taken down hard. Some frustration, but 3rd and goal here.
And Valdez starts off on the right side of the screen, goes across, which he's done so many times already in this game for cut blocks. Looks like it's going to be a running play, and they get it to him in the flat. Excellent tackle. Valdez is a load to bring down. He was a huge part of the game plan last week against Stony Brook, especially in the red zone. Campbell's got to find ways to get him the ball.
Looking to tie this game up. The fade. It's caught. Touchdown, Campbell. Sincere Brown. Who else but him?
Masco's pass is complete to number 9. Sincere Brown for the Campbell.
Great play call.
Touchdown.
When you've got Brown with as talented as he is, with his height at 6'5", with the long arms, you see a defensive back over there. Just throw it up high. Just play basketball. Masco throws it up high. Brown catches it, maintains possession for 2 steps, pulls it in as the ball comes out.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
Yeah, the question is now, Jay, does he get – it's the 5 toes down challenge here in the NCAA. So does he at least get 1 foot down in half possession? That'll maintain it to see if this score stays or not.
Yeah, after the initial just live look, it looked like he did catch it and maintain the possession, and then the ball comes out. And they'll take a look at this to make sure, again, it's got to be evidence to the contrary. So they'll check it out and see. My initial thought was it was a touchdown.
So we'll see what they rule here. Our referee, Bill McKeever, now with the replay officials, and we'll take another look as well.
As Brown lined up one-on-one, stutter move to the inside, easy touchdown. This may be ruled incomplete.
I would like to see it slowed down just a bit to see how it goes. Does he get 2 feet in or not?
He catches it. There's one. Does he have possession?
Yeah, the
Ball's
possession.
moving around.
Possession is the big question, Jay.
I think we could see this reversed. Because as he catches it, you've got to have possession, bring it in, and get those feet down. Does he ever have full possession of the football? He was trying to, and as he was pulling it close to his body, it started getting stripped, and then it was moving, and then eventually falls out. I think this may be reversed and taken away.
Our referee, Bill McKeever, having a long conversation with the replay official, Gerald Evans, who is up here in the 3rd floor of this press box. It's going to be a tough one. But, Jay, this Campbell offense, however, has impressed me on this drive.
It's clicking, and you can see what they're trying to do, move the ball out of the perimeter and then attack vertically.
See what the call is.
After further review, the receiver did not complete the process of a catch inbounds, therefore it'll be an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down at the 4-yard line.
So if you are Braxton Harris, do you go for this, Jay?
Well, I think a situation you want to be aggressive, but also, though, you have a good drive. With it being 4th and 4, you also want to make sure your offense comes away with sure points, and this will be a chip shot field goal. Braxton Harris is going to bring the field goal unit out on the field.
Connor Litton. He's 4 for 6 this season. Had a field goal at the end of last game. It's a 21-yarder. This is his 2nd field goal from inside the 30. Litton, the kick. It's clean. Campbell puts 3 on the board, Jay. And like you said, although it wasn't a touchdown, you come away happy with some points here.
You want to have a touchdown every single drive. They don't get the call, come away with 3 points. They've got to feel good that they chipped away at the lead as Campbell down by 4, so get close to the 2nd quarter.
It's bow time. The workday might be ending, but your family's hunger is still gearing up for the night shift. Now you could unload groceries, chop, dice, mince, preheat, heat, slap around the smoke detector, and then celebrate with a big old pile of dishes. Or you could just drop a big bow box on it. Because when you can feed the family with 12 Supremes, fixins, biscuits, and tea, you can clock out and still spend some well-earned quality time with a delicious dinner. It's bow time.
Should I be selling right now? I gotta get a bigger place. What's my house worth? What do you think? What's my house really worth?
Do we need to renovate?
How do I buy a house?
What if I don't have time to see it in person?
What is going on with this housing market?
Don't worry. I can take the guesswork out of it.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And you know, we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
Welcome back to Bowie's Creek. 39 seconds left in the 1st quarter as Delaware State leads by 4. Let's take a look at how we got here. It's been a high-scoring 1st quarter so far. Sincere Brown to open up the game, Jay, with the touchdown, and that set off the fireworks from there.
Yeah, Campbell got it going through the air, and Brown, a couple touches, and then coming right back, Christian Tate with Delaware State. Then Sutton up the middle, 2 touchdowns, pushing back with their response, and then Campbell doing a nice job finding a way to get points as they put 3 on the board to make it a 14 to 10 game.
So Rashawn Carr, who went down earlier in the game, is now on the sideline in a boot on that left foot. He's on crutches, but he wanted to support his teammates, Jay, so he's back out on the sidelines to cheer his guys on.
Good to see him as a teammate. You're worried about him, so excellent job by him coming out to support his team, and hopefully he'll be able to come back quickly and stronger than ever.
This one booted deep into the end zone. And Delaware State with 39 seconds to work here. Defensively, Campbell has been a sound team, but they've given up 2 explosive plays that have led to touchdowns.
Yeah, I think other than those 2 plays, Campbell's very happy with how they've played. They just have to find a way to make sure there's no bust, and you do a good job with your tackling. Sound tackling on Sutton is huge because he's such a good running back. You got to make sure your safeties play back, as we've seen Delaware State already a couple times attack the middle of the field.
There's the handoff. Bouncing outside. Now cutting inside. Tillman with the tackle. But it'll be a 5-yard gain.
Delaware State coming into the ballgame averaging 4.5 yards per rush. And that's where their strength has been so far on the season, is their offensive rushing attack, veteran offensive line, as they carry this into the second quarter.
So Lee Hall will rightfully take it to the end of the first quarter. We have the second quarter after this here in Bowie's Creek. Delaware State up by 4. We here at Campbell invite you to the Orange Tide Gala. Campbell Athletics Orange Tide Gala is November the 22nd. Friday, right before Campbell's last home football game of the season. This event will be at the Marriott Center, featuring music, dinner, drinks, and exclusive auction items. Tickets available now at gocamels.com. Here's the handoff up the gut. And trying to figure things out currently is this Campbell defense. Delaware State has been able to run all over the field here.
Yeah, doing a nice job on the ground, getting push. 92 yards thus far for the Hornets. Your offensive line holding up long enough, and Sutton The other backs doing enough to keep their legs moving and fall forward. They've had these situations where it's been 3rd and shorts, which has helped out as well.
So Lee Hall will call a timeout. What do you likely think this is to talk things over about here, Jay?
Well, I think he knows, hey, we've played pretty well so far. We've got a 4-point lead, 3rd and short coming up. If we can get a drive here, we can get things going. And I think he likes the way his team is running the football. Again, they've come into the ballgame averaging 4.5 yards per rush. So this is the strength. I would expect them, all right, everybody over on the sideline, let's discuss this. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. But I would want, a shift of motion, try to create some confusion for the Campbell defense, and then keep the ball on the ground, try to get the ball out on the perimeter. Adams and Sutton were both threats in the backfield. They'll be lined up in the shotgun formation.
Only need 2 yards. Adams takes the snap, hand off Sutton. Pushing forward, he'll get the first down. Still moving, and they'll blow the whistle. It's enough for a first down, but Luke Sutton is a hard go down, Jay.
He is. I mean, when he finds contact, he just gets low. Watch, there wasn't a lot of room. There's just a pile of men, and he just goes low, drives forward, gets a push, and that extra burst to know where he had to get the first down. He does just enough to continue the drive.
That's that weight room work right there. 1st and 10 from the 37. Adams, he'll take the snap. Play action, stands, backs, and picked up. What a catch. Good defense, but better offense. Christian Tate finds a way to catch this ball.
Christian Tate goes over the middle, gets separation. That's so difficult when you're running full speed. The ball gets tipped. You still have to maintain concentration. The ball tipped, but goes right to the body of Tate.
There's the handoff, bounce outside, Sutton streaking down the sideline. Brought down at the end by JoJo Pace.
Sutton on the carry for the Hornets.
But these Hornets are knocking on the door of the end zone.
A heck of a job from Pace tracking down Sutton. It looked like he was going to go all the way. A little shake move inside the tackles, then gets to the outside. And there's Pace just holding on, jumping to bring him down. Otherwise, that was a house call.
So a flag here called on Campbell.
False start, number 51, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And so they changed the rules, Jay. Any movement from the line that forces the defense to jump is a false start on the offense.
Yeah, and for the offensive line, you've got to be disciplined. You've got to stay still up front. I know you're anxious to get off the block as the ball is snapped. You have to maintain your composure. Now they go back 5 yards to begin the new set of downs.
Sutton still out on the field after that huge gain. With a 4-point lead, looking to add on. Hand off Sutton. And he'll be quickly swallowed up and brought down. And of course, who else but C.J. Tillman there to make the tackle for Campbell.
Not only is Tillman just an outstanding player, he's the leader of the defense, the veteran, been through so many battles throughout his years at Campbell, and he's who has to step up. You need your best players to really put an end to this, and the momentum for the Hornets, a couple drives here, they're starting to get into a groove. And good job from CJ coming up to make the play.
All alone in the backfield is Adams. A shift on the D-line. He'll step back, clean pocket. Time to throw. It's complete. Down the sideline, heading towards the end zone. and they are in. Kyrie Benton adds another 6 on the board for Delaware State.
For the Delaware State touchdown.
Benton catches this pass, and then Jordan Hull, the coach's son, with the outstanding block to allow Benton to get into the end zone. And they've hit the perimeter, trying to stretch out Campbell's defense, and Benton just follows the block up front from Hull to get in.
It's a 2-score game. This one is through. An 11-point lead for Delaware State, and they have made the Creek a hornet's nest. Back after this here in Bowie's Creek. Welcome back to Bowie's Creek. It's an 11-point lead for Delaware State, and not only are they raising the bar on the field, but they're raising the bar at home. They just got a new scoreboard built in this week. Coach Lee Hall raved about it. But not only that, they're in phase 1 of their plan to completely renovate and upgrade their stadium. It's one of the oldest stadiums in all of Delaware. And right now they've got new locker rooms, they got new plans, and their ADJ is even here at this game to find out what stuff she can take back to Dover to see what they can do up in Delaware.
And coming down here to see the facilities of Campbell's and see different ideas and ways to better their program. And as a player, it's so exciting when you know you have that support and you get new facilities and new things to enhance your experience.
They got an absolutely redone locker room as this one sails into the end zone. They got a redone locker room this year. Redone video board this week. As we speak, it should be complete as they head back home. Now this Campbell offense, Jay, has to come back onto the field and figure out consistently what can they do against this defense.
And I'll tell you, you got 10 points. You know, some plays you wish you could have back. You had a couple good drives, but you're down by 11, and if you're running back out on the field, you've got to create a spark. You've got to get things going. Give your defense a break. Let them kind of readjust, but you've got to do your job out here.
Mike Chandler in at quarterback, and he spins at the 30. Second and short.
And Masco and Chandler both in the ball game, and that's a set that we'll see is both quarterbacks being in the game at the same time.
Matt Kubik, the offensive coordinator for Campbell, was not happy at the amount of snaps that were able to be gotten in the last game. Now Chandler out at receiver. Here he is in motion. Takes the snap, fumbled, picked up by Masco. He'll take it on the run, and he'll get something out of nothing for third down. Marquise Brunson there for the takedown. But better offense and way to stop the fire there for Chad Masco.
And just making sure he secured the ball. Chandler goes off the field. And Campbell 2 for 5 so far on third downs. It's a big one coming up.
3rd and 3. Masco. Pressure. Finds R.J. Jackson for the first down. And that's the first Citizens first down for Campbell.
Might be the best throw of the day for Masco. Pressure in his face. Knew he had to pick up the third down as the blitz hits him. He throws it as Jackson hadn't even broken yet. And what a job coming back as Masco reads the defense, looks towards the right, and Jackson, there's the pressure, knows he's going to get hit, throws it in there and trusts his wide receiver to come down with it.
Masco collects the snap, clean pocket over the middle. R.J. Jackson again, another first down for Campbell.
Masco's pass is complete.
2 solid plays back to back. You can just tell the crowd, the offense, confidence being built after you pick up the third down. You come right back and have success through the air on the next play.
We also got some pressure with the scoreboard as we inch closer and closer to halftime here. Takes the snap, the handoff, up the cut, and quickly brought down is Malik Nagy.
Nagy runs physical up the middle. And Valdez, the tight end, we've seen him line up in line, out in the slot, and as a wing as well. Comes across, key block on the defensive end to spring open Nagy.
Gain of 4 yards on the play.
Second and 6. Fakes the handoff, up the cut. Masco with the first down. Quickly swallowed up there. And they'll give him the forward progress to stop the pile.
Number 2, Chad Masco on the carry for the Campbell.
The referee stopped the tug of war, Jay.
The offensive line starting to get into a groove, create some holes and some running lanes for the Campbell offense.
Masco 6'1", 225, but if you look at that replay, he cut right into the gap he needed to be in. He'll step back, surveying, over the middle. It's caught! R.J. Jackson and the flag.
Chad Masco's pass is complete to number 17,
R.J. Jackson has a knack for making difficult catches, Jay.
This has been Jackson's drive, 3rd catch so far. This was a double move as Jackson lined up a one-on-one coverage. Starts with the hitch and then goes back towards the middle, gets held and still finds a way to focus and haul it in.
Barry Wagner got a little bit handsy.
Pass interference, number 11, defense. Ball be placed at the spot of foul, automatic, first down.
So he'll stay where he is. Campbell now inside the red zone. 1st and 10 with the ball on the 19. Masco with the snap, the toss, heading towards the sideline, and brought down, but there's another flag.
Number 21, B.J. Wilkins on the carry for the Camels.
And we've seen some stuff with Wilkins out of the backfield. This call looked like it's going to be on Campbell here.
Holding, number 11, offense. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Aiden Valdez with too much of the jersey for Delaware State.
Valdez lined up as a wing as the pitch play comes towards the right. Got to keep your hands inside. Both hands going outside towards the shoulder pads, and the referee's making the call.
You would know with the former East Carolina tight end Jay Sungholter, I'm Lindell Suggs. 11-point game in the favor of Delaware State here. There's a snap. Masco keeps it. Caught by Wilkins. He's headed at the 10. Trying to spin him down. They'll bring him back, but forward progress puts him at goal to go.
When Campbell sees cover 2 defense with 2 high safeties, it creates a gap in the middle of the field. They attack it again with the post route. Wilkins gets into the empty area. A nice pass from Masco finding him.
So just short of the first down marker. Campbell only needs a few inches here. Masco with the snap. Malignaggi off a blocker. Gets back to the line of scrimmage for third down. Aaron Willens was there for the tackle.
Campbell, 4 down territory, 3rd and short. I know you're in field goal range, but in my mind, you've got 2 downs to pick up this yard.
Third and short. High snap. Handoff. Quickly pushed up the gut, and that's enough for a first. The freshman gets the first down here for Campbell.
Gain of 3 yards on the play.
J.J. Cowan. Campbell head coach Braxton Harris said he was very, very impressed with his performance last week. And that explains the number of reps he's getting this week.
For sure, and he's turned into the guy they trust in short yardage situations to pick up the difficult yards when the defense is stacking the box.
There's a snap. Hand off to Cowan again. Up the gut. Past the 5. Diving inside towards the 3-yard line. When you're missing your guy, Mark Biggins, who is your big bruiser back, to have Cowan come in and be able to do this is exactly what you need for Campbell.
When your number is called, you want to make the most of your opportunity. And last week, he got chances, getting more this week, and he's taking advantage of it.
There's a flag on the field.
Charge timeout. It'll be 30 seconds in left.
So Lee Hull quickly calls the timeout to avoid what looked like a Campbell touchdown there, Jay.
And using his timeouts when he recognizes his defense needs a break as well as they need to change up their looks, because Campbell having success on the ground running the ball down the field.
Campbell head coach Braxton Harris now giving our referee an earful over there. What do you think the play call is here, and what has impressed you about Campbell on this drive?
I like how they picked up that 3rd down going to Jackson. There was a lot of pressure on that play. Their defense had been out in the field, down 21-10. You've got to pick it up. The offensive line, Masco, did the job. Plenty of time to throw it. As R.J. Jackson picked it up, they go back through the air, and I like how inside the 20, they're keeping the ball on the ground. They've got a height advantage as well as weight advantage with the offensive line. I think we see Campbell keep the ball on the ground and try to punch it in.
2nd and goal here from the 3-yard line. Campbell looking to put something on the board with 5 minutes to go. Delaware State gets the ball out of the second half. Confused. Masco will keep it himself. Bouncing outside and dives down. He turned left looking for it, and his helmet came off. So Chad Masco's going to have to come out the game, Jay.
Chandler recognizes it comes in as Masco comes out. Just a broken play.
Looking for the run, but he looked on the wrong side.
Cowan back in the ball game. Sincere Brown with his height, 6'5". Down at the bottom of the screen, the far right.
3rd and goal. Chandler rolls right. It's caught. Valdez on the board again. Hayden Valdez brings Campbell within a score.
Great response from Campbell. Valdez on the sprint out, 3rd touchdown the past 2 weeks. Easily gets in, such good hands, really good blocker. He's a weapon, especially in the red zone.
Here's the point after. It's up. It's through. Campbell brings this back within 4.
4:36 to go in the second quarter. Delaware State 21. Your Fighting Camels 17.
Should I be selling right now?
I gotta get a bigger place.
What's my house worth? What do you think? What's my house really worth?
Do we need to renovate? How do I buy a house?
What if I don't have time to see it in person?
What is going on with this housing market?
Don't worry. I can take the guesswork out of it.
I'm John Mart.
And I'm DJ.
We're part of your Fighting Campbell football team. Just like a quarterback needs his offensive line to protect him in the pocket, you and your family need a trusted insurance provider to protect your home, auto, life, and business.
Magnum Insurance is an orange-owned agency with better prices and better service, and they can customize the policy that fits you.
So give Magnum Insurance a call today or stop by one of our convenient locations and quotes are done.
Roll up.
This is the CAA on Flow Sports.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's. Do you remember your favorite McDonald's collectibles? Well, this is them now. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and choose between 10-piece McNuggets or a Big Mac to get one of 6 collectible cups while you still can.
So Campbell responds on the board, but they're still down by 4, Jay. Delaware State gets the ball now with 4 minutes and 36 seconds as this one is kicked away in the air and headed for the end zone. He'll come out to catch. It's caught, slips, and dives at the 20-yard line. So, Jay, the Hornets come out here, 4 minutes, 31 seconds. They get the ball on the other side of the second half. Not only that, they've used 2 timeouts, but new this year the 2-minute warning. So effectively, Delaware State has 2 timeouts left.
And for them, coming back out on the field, you have a 4-point lead. You've played well so far. Having success on the ground with 133 rushing yards. I'd expect them, even though you're inside of 4.5 minutes here, to keep the ball on the ground. Try to give your defense a break. But you've had success with a combination of Adams and Sutton.
Sutton with already 11 and 18, and they'll hand it off to him. And the defense gets there. Elijah Hawk brings him down behind the sticks.
And on the other side for Campbell, really good response. There's going to be highs and lows in every ball game. How do you respond? Being down 11 points, they come away with a huge touchdown drive. Now your defense is off the field. Can you get a stop with your timeouts? 3 timeouts for Campbell. Hoping to get the stop and give the ball back to your offense with good field position potentially is a goal on the defensive drive for Campbell here.
Tillman getting a breather on this break. This one headed deep down the sideline. No flags. Incomplete. That pass intended for Lahi.
Lally falls incomplete.
It's 3rd and long here, Jay.
You got to be careful. Campbell, the secondary has to know where the sticks are. Try to keep everything in front. You have to be sound in tackling. For Adams, you just have to be smart. Don't put the ball in harm's way, being backed up the 16-yard line.
Tillman back on the field for Campbell. So is Isaiah Green. Sutton drops back, throws across the middle, wide open, incomplete. Pass intended for Jordan Hall, hits the ground.
Pass is intended for number 2, Jordan Hall.
There was an opening, the ball sails. Adams not able to connect. Only 3 rushers for Campbell, middle of the field. There was an open crease as Hull goes through the ball just a little bit too long, otherwise it would have been a big play for the Hornets.
The Campbell defense bailed out there by an incomplete pass, Jay.
Yeah, and really lucky they weren't able to connect because he split both safeties that potentially could have been a touchdown if completed.
Nathan Wilson to punt this one from inside his own 5. Steps through. It's a high one. Caught by Fights. Avoids the initial tackle, now breaks through the hole, down the 40, up the cut, and dives over the 35-yard line. There's a flag.
There's a flag on the play.
This one looked like it's going to be on Campbell.
Unfortunate, it was after the play. It's going to be a personal foul. Excellent job from Fights with the return.
And Bill McKeever with the console. We'll hear from him now.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct number 27 of Campbell. It'll be a 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. It'll be 1st and 10, Campbell's ball. That is number 27's first towards a disqualification.
Kenneth Kelly, the redshirt freshman, makes a freshman mistake there.
Fights just goes right up the middle, splits it. Almost able to take this all the way. Nice tackle to bring him down. Then back around the logo is where the penalty occurred with a punch to the face.
So Campbell already across midfield after the return, even with the penalty at the Delaware State 49. Masco at the handoff, and Mitchell goes down.
Allen Mitchell on the carry for the Campbell.
Wendell, plenty of time for Campbell. You have the 2-minute timeout plus 3 timeouts of your own. No need to rush, can run the ball. Things wide open for Campbell.
Campbell with only 65 rushing yards compared to 130 for Del State. Steps back, it's caught. Wilkins tackled out of bounds. He'll get 4 yards.
Pass is complete for number 21, B.J. Wilkins.
3rd and 6 coming up here for Campbell.
Giovanni Fabian on the stop for Delaware State. Gain of 4 yards on the play.
Campbell 5 for 8 on the day on 3rd downs. They've had success.
Delaware State 45-yard line.
Mitchell in the backfield. Masco takes the snap. Wilkins in motion, or Brown in motion. He'll keep, and he'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Marquise Brunson.
Stopped on the play by number 97, Marquise Brunson.
This Delaware defense has been hard to stop all day.
4th down, 7.
And this is the perfect territory to go for it, Jay. You're across midfield. They'll wait till the 2-minute timeout. And we'll see what they draw up on the other side of this. Campbell down by 4 with the big 4th down coming up after this break here in Buies Creek. It's a 2-minute timeout. It's a big play, 4th down coming up here. Masco in the shotgun will take the snap. Looking, surveying. He'll take off running, flips it, It's a fumble, and he's brought down. They'll say incomplete pass. There's a flag.
And he threw this as he crossed the line of scrimmage. It was a design pass. Masco realized he had to get out the pocket, tried to pick it up with his legs. The Hornets collapsed down. They're going to have the ball, pretty good field position to try to get a drive before the halftime break.
Illegal forward pass, number 5, offense. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which will carry a loss of down. It'll be 1st and 10, Delaware State's ball.
They said 5, but I'm sure they meant 2. That's Masco's number. That brings Del State. Jay, they only have 1 timeout left. Campbell still has 3 before the half, and they get the ball on the other side of this. Great field position. They've got 130 yards on the ground, and no doubt they're going to keep it with Sutton. Gets stuck behind a blocker and gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Jaden Sutton on the carry for Delaware State. No gain on the play.
So Campbell head coach Braxton. Campbell head coach Braxton Harris rightfully calling the timeout there to see if his defense can get some stops and they get the ball back.
Yeah, and it'll be huge here to get another stop, because then you can use a timeout, because if they pick up positive yards, you can't really use the timeout because you don't want to help aid the offense. So huge to get that stop. Campbell defense needs another one, so you can get another timeout called and then give yourself a chance on 3rd down to try to get the ball back to your offense.
Nathan Wilson, the field goal kicker for this squad, is warming up right now. Coach Hull said his range is about 40 to 50 yards. So in all reality, Delaware State just wants to get this a little bit more in front of them into field goal range.
Not much, not too far that they have to go.
They need a 1st down. 2nd and 10. There's the snap. Adams steps back, surveying, throws across the middle. And another incomplete pass on a man that was wide open. These last 3 throws have been overthrows, Jay.
They haven't been able to connect, and there has been opportunities. There's a post route over the middle. Adams looks towards the left, comes back to the right. And that was there. Easy touchdown. If completed, the ball again just a little bit too deep.
Third and 10. Adams surveying, pressure coming. Tillman trying to get to him. He'll escape, turns downfield, gets the 1st down. George Wilson, C.J. Tillman trying to break things up in the backfield. And Marquis Adams turns on the Jets down the sideline.
This is a strength for Adams as he reads the coverage. He doesn't like it, then he can extend plays, and a huge gain. And now Lindo getting close to field goal range.
Just outside of it here. Adams with Sutton in the backfield. Campbell showing pressure. No retreat. Pump fake. Gonna take it and keep it himself up the gut. Dives down after a gain of 6.
Adams on the quarterback keeper. Stopped on the play by number 0, C.J. Tillman. Gain of 5 yards. 2nd down 5. Hornets.
2nd and 5. With just over a minute left in the 2nd. Adams takes the snap. It's low. Surveying. Pocket collapsing. Throws it out of bounds.
Campbell keeps Adams in the pocket. They don't allow him to get outside. And really, they didn't over pursue. They just forced him to throw it. Stayed in front of him, a big 3rd down coming up.
Stop the clock at 55 seconds. Big 3rd and 5. Adams takes the snap, steps back, trying to avoid pressure. This one just slips under and is caught. Jordan Hall, Johnny on a spot there, brings up 4th down and short.
The ball was tipped. It's the second time Campbell's tipped a pass. It does fall into his lap. It looks like they're going to let this clock run and potentially take a timeout for the field goal.
Yeah. 6 seconds separate the shot clock or the play clock and the game clock. And we'll see how much time is left. Lee Hall will use his final timeout of the first half. Eight seconds remain. Nathan Wilson will come to kick. He is 50% this year. He was 50% in the last game, 1 of 2. 2 of 4 so far this year. He has missed 2 this season that are over 30 yards. He's going to attempt a 48-yard field goal. Timeout. They'll ice him. So Braxton Harris ices the kicker there. Smartly uses a timeout. But Jay, that kick went through on the practice.
Right down the middle.
Yeah.
And a good timeout, Braxton Harris. Let him get a look and then calling it right before he got into his motion. It's going to be important as this Campbell unit is huddled up. You got to get pushed up the middle. And your guys on the outside want to get inside of the wings to try to get an effort to block the kick.
From 48 yards, it's got the leg. Wide to the left.
48-yard attempt is no good.
This one missed. 4 seconds remain.
On the change of possession,
That's why you use the timeout. It's so difficult to do it back-to-back from that distance. He's a heck of a kicker. That one doesn't connect, and Campbell's defense comes off the field with some excitement and motivation after getting off the field, not giving up any points.
And with the miss, that'll bring the Campbell offense out for one more play. 4 seconds remain. Masco takes the snap, back to pass, steps up, looking, avoids the pressure. It's in the air and tipped. Falls to the ground, incomplete. Both teams are going to head to the locker room. 21-17, Delaware State in front after the half. The Mattamy Homes halftime show. On the other side of this, here in Bowie's Creek.
It's personal, Saturdays, prime time, baby. Grinding, you won't see me on the side.
Should I be selling right now? I gotta get a bigger place. What's my house worth? What do you think? What's my house really worth?
Do we need to renovate?
How do I buy a house? What if I don't have time to see it in person?
What is going on with this housing market?
Don't worry. I can take the guesswork out of it.
I'm John Mart.
And I'm DJ.
We're part of your Fighting Campbell football team. Just like a quarterback needs his offensive line to protect him in the pocket, you and your family need a trusted insurance provider to protect your home, auto, life, and business.
Baker Insurance is an orange-owned agency with better prices and better service, and they can customize the policy that fits you.
So give Magnum Insurance a call today or stop by one of our convenient locations if coats are done.
Roll up.
The CAA on Flow Sports.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's. Do you remember your favorite McDonald's collectibles? Well, this is them now. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and choose between 10-piece McNuggets or a Big Mac to get one of 6 collectible cups while you still can.
Welcome back to Buies Creek. It's the Mattamy Homes Halftime Report. Mattamy Homes helping you build better, smarter homes, including neighborhoods just minutes away from Campbell's campus. Head to MattamyHomes.com for more information. Welcome back to the booth with Jay Sunghalter. I'm Lyndall Suggs. We've had a very eventful first half, Jay, but Delaware State has done things well here in Barker Lane Stadium.
Yeah, Campbell came out with the first touchdown in the ball game. It was all the Hornets coming away, having explosive plays on the offensive end, and their defense limiting Campbell to, limited opportunities. But for Delaware State, 145 yards on the ground rushing, that's been the difference.
Yeah, Luke Sutton over 120 yards on the ground. He's been spectacular for this Delaware State defense. Let's take you to some highlights and get you to exactly where we got to in this game so far. Campbell opened up with the opening touchdown from Sincere Brown. But ever since then, it's been the opposite.
Yeah, explosive air play through the air, and then the Hornets come back. Christian Tate with a touchdown response to make it 7-7. And then Sutton, so fast, so explosive on the ground, goes all the way. He had a big first half, looked really good. Then the Hornets go to the perimeter. Nice block on the outside from Hull. An easy touchdown. And Valdez, third touchdown in 2 weeks. 21-17 at the halftime break, and both sides going in with adjustments they'll have to make.
Corgis all over the field here in Buies Creek, chasing each other. It's the Corgi race. We got a wonderful feature for you on the other side of this break. Don't change it. It's the Mattamy Homes Halftime Show here in Buies Creek. day 2. And Campbell and the Central Eagles reignite an old rivalry.
Separated by a mere 26 miles, Campbell's closest Division I opponent, the Wolfpack, depart their den to play a team they've never beaten in 17 attempts. In this modern tale of David and Goliath, can the Camels cast the stone that finally lands the killer blow? It's NC State and Campbell.
But where it really starts is
You
here.
feel like you're live, but at the end of the day, like that road's just gonna be in the way.
And when you say tight shot on this side, and say they're kicking out the corner,
Yeah.
what do you mean by tight shot?
I want to see like a really close shot of the box that they're forming up. Usually a corner kick, they're forming a box right there by the goal. Right?
Because the sprinklers and everything, I only have like 10-15 minutes to get everything, and that's including both teams practicing. So I'll try to get that done really quick today so that you can just hop in and fool around.
We're sure you're used to hearing your audio like
Carolina,
this.
my name is Zach Burley. I'm delighted you've joined us here on Flow Sports.
Welcome to Barker Lane Stadium with the former East Carolina tight end, Jay Sunhalter. I'm Evan Budrovich.
Inside the booths with Tammy Freese, I'm Lindell Suggs. Third member of our crew, Vince Barefoot, patrolling the sidelines. Tammy,
But it really gets tested here.
The shots we're getting in camera right now.
Oh, it was a headshot.
Do I look super
techie?
So I'm trying to look for somebody.
Yeah, I'm keeping talking. I don't know if I need to keep talking, but I'm going to keep talking.
Yes.
The Jets won against the Patriots. I was really happy about that. The Broncos, we're going up against them next. I think we're going to win that too. The Jets are going to start off the season 3-1, and it's going to be great.
That's good. All
Thank you.
right. Perfect.
I'm thinking of power.
What's wrong with it?
It was in the wrong one. Sound good?
So we got the opening song, right? Then we got halftime, highlights, player to watch. And then the blue basically means like going in and out of breaks, right? You would tell her, right? Not me, right?
Hey, and I will, because Lindell got on me about this on Saturday. Don't use the same blue ones on for every ruling. Change it up.
As a director, I'm basically like trying to tell my TV what shots I want from each camera. I'm also like trying to tell my cameras what their frame is during the show, because I want certain frames from certain cameras, because each camera has responsibility. Each camera has their own responsibility. So each camera I want something different. We're also telling a story. So me and the producer are also telling a story.
Hello.
Just
Testing 1, 2. Testing. It
doing the live stream,
definitely.
but yeah.
It definitely.
Keep going to your left. Keep going to the end. Stay where you were last time. Yeah, they're wearing a lot of right there. Now, tilt down a little bit. Right there. Okay. Make sure your camera's not locked.
We gather together for the 57th meeting of Campbell and UNCW, one of the most historic fixtures in all the land of the longleaf pine. Tonight's fixture takes the Seahawks upstream to the indomitable grounds of Eakes, where the Camels have fallen just 5 times in their last 50, whose name will be etched into the next chapter of this incredible saga we call the Cape Fear River Derby. Welcome inside the booth here at the Eakes Athletics Complex. Zach Burley, Rusty Scarborough, 50.
What he can do. Well, folks, history will be made tonight. Another edition of the Cape Fear River Derby when we return right here on Flow.
And an institution of higher education.
And once the commercial break is over, the real fun begins.
Great spin by Wright into space for himself. Parried away. One back again. Here's Mach. Philippe Mach on his left.
Lambers. It's a freshman third set here for Campbell.
Play action, quick route, wide open Valdez, foot race, touchdown.
And when it's all said and done, we say
another
goodnight.
great opportunity for you to enjoy the content that we provide here. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. From all of us, the Sandstorm Network, an incredible group, an incredible crew. Rusty Scarborough alongside me. I am Zach Brewerly. We say thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. From all of us in the 57th edition of the Keithville River Derby, we say thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Good night.
But a good night to you is not good night for us.
Over here by the job, everybody. One thing that I did notice about this is I like the camera work, right? I wanted to be able to see, like, I want to make that storyline, right? Because I want to be able to make a story for the players, right? Because we don't come in here and just stream for the games, right? Like, I like the camera work because, like, Jalen, you're new. Like, you did a really good job. Cheryl, you did really good. I like how you, like, push in and push out. Liv, you did really good too. But overall, I like how the cameras are capturing that story, right? Same thing with football. Football is coming up, right? So I want you guys to actually look at the videos, no matter if you are not coming to a football game, you're not working a football game. I want you guys to actually look at the video because I want you to see what the story is being captured, right? Because we're not going to come out there and just stream, right? I want to be able to make the story for them. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
And when the day is done, we get up and do it all over again.
Yep, come on. All right.
Make it happen.
Got it.
The percentage, 64.84%.
The roller bags. So see, if it's not this one, it's that one, or the second one over there. Actually, it's right in front of your face. Yeah, one.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to add?
No. So take the father's name. Make it say Anton Rickenstrick is the son of George Rickenstrick, and leave it. You don't need for DSU. It's got the logo up there.
Good. Steve, you good? Good. Sid? Pedro? Producer?
Good.
Let's have some fun. Let's go.
We are not merely an institution of higher education. We are transforming lives and empowering students to become leaders.
Leaders in our communities, in our state, and throughout the world.
Leaders in innovation.
Leaders in service to our neighbors.
Join our movement. Join our community. Join our mission. Lead with purpose. Lead with Campbell.
A very important assignment is on the horizon.
It's one that you don't want to miss out on.
This year is election year,
which means you have a role to play.
There's a ballot for you.
Think about those who have gone before, paving the way so that you have an opportunity to have a voice.
And a voice that matters.
So here's your reminder.
Register, research, and make your ways to the polls.
not just for you, but for generations to come. Don't miss the moment, impact the moment.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like taking marinated oven roasted chicken and tossing it in our hot lemon pepper sauce. Or how we hand toss our fresh, never frozen signature dough made from 6 simple ingredients. And now our dough can save you dough when you order from the Papa Pairings menu. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Order now on the app.
CAA football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling. CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting. CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent.
CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's. Do you remember your favorite McDonald's collectibles? Well, this is them now. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and choose between 10-piece McNuggets or a Big Mac to get 1 of 6 collectible cups while you still can.
We just remind you that Napper Tandy's in downtown Angers, the new home of Campbell Call Live. Once a month, we host our live podcast featuring Campbell head football coach Braxton Harris. And you can join us in Napper Tandy's. It was a fun time with head coach Braxton Harris and Jeff Gross, the women's soccer coach, this past weekend. This stat sheet is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Jay, what really stands out to you here on this stat sheet?
The biggest thing is the rushing yards for Delaware State on the road. Coming into this ballgame, 4.5 yards per rush. They've had success. They've been able to move the ball down the field because of their rush and also mixing in some big passing plays. Now, they gave up a couple opportunities through the year. For Campbell, having success through the year, only 64 yards on the ground. Each side, too many penalties. The coaches are pleased, though, with the 0 turnovers.
This game has been no stranger to explosive plays, and we'll take a look at some of those big plays that have really garnered this game here in just a minute. Jay, both squads have talked about explosive plays all year, and they have done it explosively in this game. Well, we've got 10 seconds to go until the second half start. Delaware State will get the ball back. And because that is the case, they have a chance to make this a 2-score game again, Jay.
This is an opportunity for them. You have the missed field goal, a long kick, 48 yards right before the half. You're hoping to get points. Then your offense can go back out on the field and try to stretch out this lead. And you just want to continue to maintain that momentum. So this is a big drive for the offense, who's looked pretty good maintaining balance. And Adams been very careful with the ball, throwing for 110 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, no interceptions.
Sullivan boots it away, and the second half can begin.
For Campbell on the defensive side, I think the 2 kind of key areas are there were potential huge passing plays that Delaware State didn't connect on, but they could have been big if the ball was a little bit more accurate. So this secondary has to do a better job in coverage, and then in run support, you cannot allow Sutton to get to the second level. Adams was maintained pretty well, keeping him in the pocket. But the D-line and the linebackers to make sure Sutton doesn't get ahead of steam.
First look at Del State. And Sutton gets 3 yards, and he does it with a man on his back.
Jaden Sutton on the carry for Delaware State.
Logan Livermore taken for a ride.
Sutton on the play by number 35, Ethan.
Sutton had 9 carries, 115 yards in the first half. I think he's got to finish with at least 20 carries. With the success and how good he is, they need to continue to feed him the ball.
Death by run it continues to be. Second down, surveying, forced out of the pocket, throw, intercepted! JoJo Pace, Johnny on the spot. And Campbell needed a big play to ignite its defense, and they got it there.
Braxton Harris, Eric Daniels, defensive coordinator, have to be pleased. Their offense, defense, special teams, they wanted to play a complete ball game. You make some adjustments at a halftime break. The defense comes out to make a big play. That's a third tip pass already. You never want to throw across your body back to the middle of the field. Campbell takes advantage of the mistakes. Now the offense comes out in the field with an opportunity to go ahead in the game.
It's a short field here, Jay, for Campbell. What do you think they dial up coming out of the half?
I think first play here, go towards the end zone. You have Delaware State on their heels after the turnover, sudden change, attack, go for a touchdown, first play.
Sincere Brown all alone on the left side. Cowan in the backfield. There's the snap, handoff to the freshman. He'll be quickly stopped, but forward progress will give him about a yard.
Cowan had 4.5 yards per carry. A lot of those short yardage situations looked really good in the first half. Gets the first carry. For Campbell's offensive line, you want to take the challenge of winning the rushing attack today. Pretty good job in the first half. They just got to continue to maintain and get better here in the second.
Here's the handoff, or faked rather, on the play action. Out to Brown. Heads out the sideline. Here's a first down for Campbell.
Complete to number 9, Sincere Brown.
And Jay, an old coach told me this is the perfect spot you want to be. If Campbell can get to the 1 yard line, they still have 4 more downs to get into the end zone.
Yeah, you don't have to get a touchdown to pick up the first down. So you're right here as they started off on first down.
They'll hand it off. It's fumbled. Dives on it, and Masco quickly collects it.
Good hustle to get back on it. So the last second, he gained leverage on the ball to move it back to his body. Masco saves the turnover.
Jackson Sharir gets up, frustrated with himself.
Also 6 yards on the play. Second down, 16, Campbell. From the Delaware
So Campbell is backed up behind their own 15. There's the snap. Masco looking. It's caught in the flat by Wilkins. They'll get the yards back. Brings up third down. Wayne Favors there on the tackle.
7 yards on the play.
Masco goes out to the perimeter. Quick release to Wilkins, coming up with a nice tackle.
Offsides to the end zone. Just broken up, but it's a free play.
Masco quickly recognized he had a shot to go to the end zone. Looked for Sincere Brown.
So Jackson Schreier, who was there for the fumble and didn't get it, jumps off. It's 3rd and short now for Campbell. They just got to get to the 1 yard line for a new set of downs. But a field goal makes this a 1-point game. Damasco in the gun. He'll take the snap. Surveying. Throws left. Headed for the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete.
Field goal unit will come out on the field. It was there, an opportunity, just not able to connect. They went through the air. Campbell tried to make it a 1-point game.
Looking for Randall King in the back of the end zone. The freshman couldn't hold it in. 22-yard field goal here for Connor Litton. He's 1 of 1 from that range this season. He's got the distance. Makes it through. This is a 1-point game here. And it was started on an interception.
Hey, good job by the defense creating that turnover for the offense. You want to capitalize with the field position and get a touchdown. Still, though, coming out of the break, having a 1-point deficit, getting closer here. Campbell doing a nice job executing with their special teams unit.
Short field, give it to him, and Campbell gets the field goal on it. 6 plays, 17 yards.
Scoring number 4, Campbell, 5 plays, covering 22
It's a 1-point game.
2 minutes, 21 seconds in the third quarter, culminating the Hunter Linton 22-yard field goal for your Fighting Camels. Set to kick off for Campbell is number 90, Hunter Linton.
260 yards. The total offense for Delaware State, 221 for Campbell. Sullivan sends it long, and it hits the crossbar.
Heck of a kick.
Yeah. He's got a boot on him. It sets up the Delaware State offense here. Adams had an interception on the last drive. It's his 3rd interception of the year. He's got a 1-to-1 ratio right now. 3 interceptions, 3 touchdowns.
Yo! Alive! Bobby! What are y'all doing?
Adams, a handoff to Sutton. Evades a tackle in the end. He's brought down. They'll throw the flag.
Number 1, Jaden Sutton on the carry 4.
Ethan Quarshi.
There is a flag on the play.
Personal foul, face mask, number 35, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So Campbell gives some yards here to the Hornets, Jay.
The 7th penalty on the day, and just too many. A mistake that gets the Hornets close to midfield. This ball is handed off to Sutton. Goes up the middle, bounces to the outside, and there's a face mask.
Now 1st and 10. There's the handoff. Sutton, he trips. Fighting forward. Kane's 5. He's a bruiser with the ball, Jay.
And there's some guys that just have the ability to get low and finish through tackles. And there was not a lot of room to run. And Sutton gets this ball, front 7, clogs it up pretty good. There he is, just moving forward to Campbell's tacklers on the side and finds a way to get 5.
There's the handoff. Sutton hits the outside edge, gets the first down. And Del State continues to run the football well.
The offensive line holding up just long enough on their blocks. And Sutton started up the middle with his vision, though. He quickly redirects to get to the outside and picks up enough to keep the chains moving.
133 yards on the day so far. He's averaging 11 yards per carry. Adams out of the eye. Fakes the handoff. Pressure coming. He'll go down. C.J. Tillman and Ethan Quarshi back there to get the sack. Elijah Hawk creates the pressure, though, Jay.
And Hawk starts it off with the pressure. This is exactly what you need. The defensive line flying into the backfield. Tillman as well, cleaning it up, but creating a spark play, a big play, and now the Hornets well behind the chains.
2nd and 20. The Hornets back across midfield. Here's the snap. Gonna keep it himself. Adams, no spy. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage and even gets a yard or so.
Adams on the carry for the Hornets.
3rd and 8 coming up here. There's some bickering back and forth. Tension has been high as JoJo pays.
It's been a competitive ball game, and you're right. I mean, each side's kind of been jawing a few times after the play. This is a big one. Each team, the Hornets maintain the drive for Campbell. Got to get off the field. Delaware State on 3rd down, just 2 for 5 on the day.
Cross midfield, 3rd and 8. Adams steps back. Now the throw. Wide open across the middle to Tate. Brandon Guzman finally gets the stop for Campbell, but that silences this crowd here in Parker Lane Stadium.
It was a slant. Going to the inside, then swerving back out. Plenty of time to throw from Adams.
So the sack essentially erased on this drive. Here's the snap. There's a flag and likely a false start.
Your flag on the play.
False start, number 89, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So they'll back them up, Jay, but if this defense continues to play like they have been, it might not even matter at all.
And on the defensive side for Campbell, the sack was huge, but you got to have more of those plays, string more positive plays together, and then have success on 3rd down, getting off the field. The Hornets, though, they're getting close to field goal range. Right now, about a 50-yarder. They want to continue to get closer, get a touchdown, but also move the ball down the field.
There's the handoff, wide open, up the hash marks. And the Delaware State rushing game continues to be successful.
Yeah, just too much. The push from the offensive line, moving the line of scrimmage. Right now, the O-line is winning at the point of attack.
Gain of 11 yards on the play. 2nd down, 4. Hornets from the Campbell 22-yard line.
Jenkins in the backfield again after that big run. He'll take the snap, and he hands it off again. Wide open hole up the middle. It's a 1st down, and he's down at the 16.
It all starts up front, along the line of scrimmages. And you watch, just that initial surge is going the Hornets' way, and that's what allows the running backs to get to the 2nd level.
No flag on that play. And now Campbell going to change out the entire defensive line.
And a good call. The defensive line wearing down, get fresh bodies in the game. There's the push up front.
Here's Adams now in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Rolling left, into round reverse. Looking to throw, but now he'll tuck it and keep it himself. Diving forward for some yards, and he'll get back, or at least get 1 yard there.
Really good job with the discipline of the secondary and the whole unit. Staying at home, not buying on the ball reversal and the fake. There was nowhere to go, and very wisely just turned it upfield to get 1 yard. Campbell, though, very positive response on 1st down.
This Delaware defense has been tough to stop. 185 yards on the ground so far. Sutton has 133 to himself. Now in motion is Jenkins. Steps up, Adams finds the wide open hole. Shifting at the hash marks. Inside the 5, helmet off. And the commotion continues. This has been a physical game between two teams in desperate need of a win.
Number 10, Jaquan Johnson on the stop for Campbell.
Adams goes up the middle. You see the pile just submerge, a lot of bodies flying around. You're right. I mean, Lendl, this game is huge. Each side needing it, wanting it in the worst way. They know what's on the line. Campbell going back to the substitution to bring in fresh players into the game inside the 5-yard line, trying to get a stop.
So C.J. Henry, the backup quarterback, the redshirt junior. He has not completed a pass all season. He's in to take this one snap. There's the handoff. Bouncing outside on the give to Jenkins, and he'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage. C.J. Tillman with first contact, and now there's a flag on the far side of the field.
There's a flag on the play.
And coaches stopping Del State players from getting onto the field. Tillman is down. And this is going to be a mess to clean up for this officiating crew.
Yeah, a lot to unpack. Tillman down. Hopefully he'll be okay. Sits up. Campbell's best defensive player.
A lot that happened there. There's Tillman on the tackle. He's underneath that pile.
Looks like he got twisted up, Lendl.
It's difficult when you've got all those guys, big bodies, 200, high 200, 300-pound guys, everyone falling on top of each other. And C.J. Tillman is the guy who's always first to the tackle. And
he's always in the thick of it.
Finds himself at the bottom of the pile. The officials will sort this out, and we'll figure it out on the way back here in Bowie's Creek. So 2 offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Jordan Hall for Delaware State and Malik Willis for Campbell. Both penalties offset. So it's still second down here in Bowie's Creek. Delaware State knocking on the door of the end zone here.
With their success on the ground, I would expect them to just keep running the ball and try to punch this in.
Second and goal. The snap, the handoff, the pressure comes. And down quickly he goes. C.J. Tillman, who got up under his own power after being twisted up, heads back onto the field, Jay. That's huge.
Yeah, big. The best defensive player coming back out for a huge third down. And I like how Campbell is very aggressive, read the run, and just blew up the play.
A big 3rd and goal here. Changing the formation. Adams, the snap, pressure, throws, touchdown Hornets. Delaware State responds. They're on the board.
Delaware State touchdown.
Deception on the play. As Adams is in the shotgun, sent over to his left, looks towards the left side, and then the crosser back over to the right. It's difficult to defend. What a job, though, Lendl, driving the ball down the field, then capitalizing, getting the touchdown.
The 7-point game, looking to make it 8. The distance, the length, and the right space. Eight-point game, Jay. Campbell not out of it yet. It's down to a 1-score game now. Of course, with the 2-point conversion. But this Delaware State offense, Jay, this running attack has just been unstoppable all day.
And the only real mistake is the one interception. They've been able to run the ball. They've been consistent. And right now, they're feeling confident on the road, building the 8-point lead. And Campbell, 3:34 left. You've got to find a way. Again, this game is about sparks, shifting momentum back to your side. The Hornets just had a good drive. You've got to regain it, recapture it, and it starts right now on special teams.
For Campbell, number 21, B.J. Wilkins, and number 8, Brandon Fife.
Almost 200 yards on the ground. 196 is what Delaware State is running right now. A pooch kick. Caught just inside the 30. Valdez flipped over and dives at the 34.
Number 11, Aiden Valdez on the return for Campbell. Return of 6 yards.
13 plays, 75 yards, 8 minutes and 18 seconds for Delaware State on that last drive, Jay.
And they've looked good. And Adams' decision-making, along with Sutton's running the ball, the offensive line, that's an area up front. Which team was going to win? The Hornets have had a lot of positive plays from their O-line.
So Campbell will get some more yards, thanks to the illegal formation. But now can they capitalize at this point? You're waning down in the 3rd quarter. 3 minutes and 29 seconds remain. What do you draw up?
Campbell's offense has had success against the cover 2 defense. Would not be surprised if they tried to attack the middle of the field and go through the air.
The pitch outside Wilkins to the sideline, crosses the line of scrimmage and a gain of 4.
Number 21, B.J. Wilkins on the carry for the Campbell. Knocked out of bounds for the play by number 99.
Good positive play, getting the ball to Wilkins in space with the pitch.
Gain of 4. Second down, 6. Campbell from their own 43-yard line.
There's the snap. Masco to Brown. He'll get the first down. Now a foot race. Sincere Brown into the end zone. Sincerely sincere. Touchdown Campbell.
Chad Mosco's pass is complete to number 9, Sincere Brown. 57 yards for your Fighting Campbell touchdown.
That's huge, Jay.
And just an unbelievable job from Brown with his talent. I mean, this is a screenplay. Most wide receivers, this isn't a huge gain. Look at him turn on the Jets. 6'5", and just takes over. That's the spark play Campbell is looking for. Your best players have to step up, and Brown comes up with a big one. And Campbell's going to try to go for 2 to tie up the ball game.
Only one attempt here from the 3-yard line. Or the 2-yard line. There's the snap. Masco steps back, searching, clean pocket. He'll take off and run. That's an easy 2 points. This game is equal at 28.
Masco in for the 2-point conversion. 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Your Fighting Campbell.
So Campbell's offense has responded to what Delaware State has done here. And that'll send us to the media. We're equal at 28 here in Bowie's Creek.
It's bow time. The workday might be ending, but your family's hunger is still gearing up for the night shift. Now you could unload groceries, chop, dice, mince, preheat, heat, slap around the smoke detector, and then celebrate with a big old pile of dishes. Or you could just drop a big bow box on it. Because when you can feed the family with 12 Supremes, fixins, biscuits, and tea, you can clock out and still spend some well-earned quality time with a delicious dinner. It's bow time.
Do you love cheering on your fighting camels? Imagine living just a few miles from Campbell University. I'm Maddie Dean with Mattamy Homes, proud sponsor of your fighting camels. Mattamy offers several communities in Harnett County that could be the ideal place for your dream home. Explore our single family and townhomes featuring 2 to 5 bedrooms, up to 3.5 bathrooms, plus 3-car garage options, all created with your comfort in mind. Visit us today and see why a Mattamy home is the perfect place to call home.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like taking marinated oven-roasted chicken and tossing it in our hot lemon pepper sauce. Or how we hand toss our fresh, never frozen signature dough made from 6 simple ingredients. And now our dough can save you dough when you order from the Papa Pairings menu. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Order now on the app.
What a drive for Campbell with the response window coming back. The 2-point conversion. The fans here really excited about Wilkins, Brown, and Masco, what they are able to do. And this talent is just evident. Plays like this, quick screen out to the outside. Brown takes off. Offense, quick strike. Got a tied ball game. 2:45 left in the third quarter.
Jay, it's a whole new ball game right now.
And you can just tell how quick the momentum shifts. You get the touchdown, Delaware State feels really good. Boom, Campbell takes it right back.
They still got a long ways to play with a tied game. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this one. And a fresh 15 on the other side.
Set to kick off for Campbell is number 30, Riley Sullivan.
Sullivan to boot it away for Campbell. And no return. What does Del State need to do offensively to respond to that touchdown by Campbell?
I think coming back out here, we talk about running the football, and that is so important. But for them, they've had some missed opportunities throwing the ball over the middle field of the field as well. So we haven't seen them attack vertically. Will you come back out and test out this secondary? I think they should, and try to go to the cover 2 defense, go to a post route, play action pass to see if they can create a big play.
Campbell defensively has had some struggles with this rushing attack. What do they need on this drive to get a stop?
I think the biggest thing is you rotate bodies on that D-line to stay fresh for the end of the ball game. Campbell's defensive staff has to continue to do that, but you've got to motivate and tell your guys, hey, it starts up front. We've got to get pushed. We've got to get stops. Make sure those guys get into the backfield.
There's the handoff. Jenkins hits the outside and only gets 2 yards.
A good stop from the defensive line, limiting it to 2 yards. tell you, this is a big defensive front for Campbell that's very athletic. They try to maintain leverage and stay lower than the O-line opponent they're going against.
Jay, that first contact is so important on the tackle.
It is.
2nd and 8. A snap, Adams with a clean pocket. Breaks down, over the middle, it's caught, incomplete, out of the hands.
Adams' pass is intended for number 85, Malcolm Jeffries. Falls incomplete.
Jeffries.
All right, Campbell fans, it's
Jeffries had the previous touchdown.
for your Campbell.
He's lined up, goes over the middle, just kind of sits down. The ball is a little bit low to the right of Jeffries. Now Campbell's defense has an opportunity to get off the field.
Big 3rd down here. The snap. Adams, pocket breaking down, rolling left, looking for the 1st down, and he's short of the marker.
Adams on the quarterback keeper. Knocked out of bounds.
Jalen Brooks pushes him away out of bounds, and that forces the punt. That's a big 3 and out for this Campbell defense.
Yeah, and very few 3 and outs so far in the ball game. Campbell's defense does their job on a broken play where Adams is so elusive and dangerous. They force him out of bounds. Excellent job, and the defensive staff for Campbell very happy with their players as they come to the sideline.
Number 8, Brandon Mike.
The 3rd 3 and out of this game for Delaware State. Here's the punt. It's in the air high, fights. It's caught, no fair catch, he'll take off. Spins out of a tackle, diving forward at the 40. He fought for every yard he could get there.
Every yard matters in fights. That's a big play. I mean, seeing your teammates as you come over to the sideline in the huddle as they get ready to come out in the field and kind of motivate them after what you just did, fighting through a couple tacklers, being physical on the return. As Fight catches this, there's nowhere to go. Look at the Hornets just surrounding him. Spin move, big hit, and picks up 5 to help out the offense. Their field position getting the ball at the 40.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Mike Chandler in at quarterback here for Campbell. The snap. Chandler looks to the flat. It's caught. And an 8-yard gain there for R.J. Jackson.
For Campbell, it's go time. You have the touchdown the last drive. Your defense gets a stop. This is really where you want to regain. You feel like you have the momentum, but now you want to put your foot on the gas pedal.
Chandler takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Cowan. Looking for 2 yards. And he gets the 1st down. That's a First Citizens first down for Campbell.
It's always important to get the first down of the drive. Now Campbell going no huddle, looking over to the sideline, getting the call from Matt Kubik, the offensive coordinator.
Here's the snap. Up the gut. It bounces outside. Falls forward, gets some extra yards. Eric Montez gets credited for the tackle, but Chandler fought for every inch he could get there. That brings us to the end of the 4th quarter here in Bowie's Creek, or the 3rd quarter rather. We're tied. Campbell on the drive.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Campbell 28, Delaware State 28.
Here's our play of the game brought to you by the Fighting Camel Club. Sincere Brown all the way to the end zone. Fighting Camel Club. You can donate at gocamels.com. Click on the FTCC button. Handoff up the gut. Cowan dives forward. It's a first down for Campbell. And that's another First Citizens first down for Campbell.
Campbell's running game with Cowan is continuing to give him carries, 10 on the day.
Citizens first down.
Chandler. Pressure breaking. He'll go up the gut. Past the 30. First down. And diving at the 25-yard line.
It's the danger of playing man-to-man coverage against Chandler. If he gets out of the pocket, you're in trouble. He looks over towards the left. He reads the coverage, gets out, and then watch a cut, looks over towards the left, then comes back up the middle. Now the offense rolling at the 25.
There's the snap. Chandler looking in the flat. It's caught. R.J. Jackson. What a monster game Jackson has had so far. Jackson, 4 completions. For almost 4 completions or 5 completions for over 40 yards, Jay.
A quick out. And the timing connection with Chandler spot on. The offense, just something clicked. They look different. Everything is working, the run and the pass.
And this is Mike Chandler in at quarterback, not Chad Maskell, who threw the last touchdown. Campbell head coach Braxton Harris raved about both quarterbacks as Campbell's in the red zone. He'll fake the handoff, thrown across the middle to Wilkins. He took a shot, and a dangerous pass is broken up by Christian Garrett.
Chandler's pass is intended for number 21.
Double coverage.
Ball's incomplete. Second down, 10, Campbell.
Good job being physical to dislodge that ball in the secondary. Chandler gets the snap. You have the play action fake with the slant over the top.
Chandler with the snap. He'll take it himself. Bouncing outside. He's stopped. And that's a loss of 2.
Number 1, Mike Chandler on the quarterback keeper. Stopped on the play by number 99.
Montez does the job and breaks through the line.
Third down, 12, Campbell. From the Hornets,
So Valdez will come off. No tight end on this play. So Wilkins hits the field. All wideouts here. Cowan in the backfield. It's a big third down for Campbell. Chandler causes them to jump. Free play to the end zone for Brown. This ball is caught, but it won't matter. Campbell will move forward here.
Ball's incomplete. There's a flag on the play.
And a big mistake by Delaware State, and a good job from Campbell. Staying disciplined up front, you pick up 5 free yards.
Allen Mitchell in the game at tailback. Now looking for the signs, looking to see if he could get 5 more yards. There's the snap. Chandler going to keep it himself up the gut. That's enough for a first down, or at least be close to it. Mario going stops this from being a first down. And now Campbell's going to kick the field goal.
It's so close, it looked like there was a crease. But heck of a job to bring down Chandler. And of course, you want to go for the touchdown. I think wise here to get the field goal unit on the field to attempt.
24 yards for Connor Litton. This one has the distance and the correct aim. Campbell in front by 3 now. Their first lead since the opening touchdown of this game, 31-28. And Jay, what has Campbell done right on this drive, even with the quarterback switch?
I just think something has really clicked with this offense, and you can tell they're doing a better job up front. The offense running the ball, and then the passing game with the combination of Masco and Chandler. Those two guys really bring a lot of juice to the offense and starting to get into a flow. Of course, you want a touchdown. But that was correct, bringing the field goal unit out on the field to now get the lead. You were down by 8. You fought back, 11 unanswered points. You're up, and now you got to trust your defense to do their job.
Three-point lead for Campbell. They're going to lean on their defense to stop what has been a voracious running attack. Del State over 200 yards on the ground. Campbell has countered that, though, Jay, with almost 1,000 yards rushing, but 336 through the air.
Very explosive, Wendell, and this offense and passing attack can strike quick.
Yeah,
that's been one of the strengths.
Sincere Brown with 131 yards on the day as Riley Sullivan boots this one into the end zone. It's fair caught. Sincere Brown so far on the day, 4 receptions, 131 yards. Jay, his yards after the catch are 109.
He just has an ability, after he catches that ball, he's not looking for a couple yards. He's looking to go all the way. With his size, combine that with this speed, there's not a lot of wide receivers that look like him in college football. He'll have a chance at the pro level because of his extreme talent, the type of worker he is.
And for Del State on the other side, Jalen Sutton, he counters that with 13 attempts, 134 yards on the ground, and a touchdown.
He's had a big day. Part of their game plan. I talked coming out of the halftime break, he needs around 20 carries at 13 right now.
We'll see what they do here. 11:54 remains in this game. Adams gonna roll. It's caught in the flat. Gets the first down, moving inside, stays on his feet. Lowy heading to the end zone. Touchdown, Hornets.
Adams pass is complete to number 3, Najee Lolly.
And the quick, rapid sting from Delaware State to take the lead back in this game by 3.
And going outside of the pocket where they've had success, gets it on the perimeter. A couple missed tackles. Cannot have that. You've got to bring him down. Lolly, 6'1", 195-pound junior, just takes off. What a huge play by the Hornets.
Now for the extra point, Nathan Wilson. The kick, the extra point is good. Hornets by 4. We head to the break here in Buies Creek.
11:39 to go in the fourth quarter.
Welcome back to Buies Creek. It's a 4-point lead for Delaware State. Campbell in the hunt right now, trying to figure things out, and this is what led that last touchdown. A broken tackle, and this one is on the way to the end zone. Najee Lawley all the way down the field, 75 yards. And you couldn't ask for a better drive. Both coaches emphasizing explosive plays after explosive plays in our meeting with them. And I know Delaware State head coach Lee Hull has to be happy. You score one play, 75 yards in 15 seconds. Now Wilkins with the return. He slips and is brought down. And a huge hit he takes.
DJ Wilkins on the return. Stopped by number 38, Dwayne Carter.
Wayne Carter with the blow up.
13 yards.
Well, Campbell has to go 80 yards.
20-yard line. First down, Campbell.
And Jay, they can't afford to get a field goal here. They need to get into the end zone.
And you know, a couple drives where you're pleased that you get points, but that initial interception out of the halftime break where you kick a field goal, and then the last drive you get a field goal, you want touchdowns. And here the mindset for the players coming out on the field is, hey, this is a shootout. We've got to drive. We've got to get it execution and make sure we get a touchdown right now inside the fourth quarter, down by 4. You have to feel that sense of urgency.
The handoff up the gut. Collects 5.
Handoff up the middle to number 19, Jalen Brooks. Gain of 6 yards.
And Lendl talked earlier about there's going to be highs and lows in a ball game. How are you going to respond? Well, Campbell had some highs, got the lead. Then there's a response from the Hornets. How do you respond now? The leaders have to step up.
Masco back in the game. Out to Mitchell. Out of the backfield. Will they give him the first down? It does move the chains.
Gain of 4 yards on the play. Ball is spotted at the Campbell.
Mitchell, the redshirt freshman, 6'9", 200 pounds. He's had 2 big plays back-to-back. For a wide receiver room that's missing their big fella up front, Mark Biggins. He stepped in. Now going deep down the field. It's caught by the Rocket. Wilkins puts this drive into the red zone.
Masco's pass is complete. Complete to number 21.
Jay, explosive after explosive play.
Gain of
this is on a rope.
And Campbell says enough is enough. We're going to go for it all. And Wilkins comes down, beats the defender easily. Now they just flip the field position inside the 20.
First down.
And the shotgun with Mitchell in the backfield. Masco looking for Brown. There's the pass interference.
Masco's pass is intended for number 9, Sincere Brown. There's a flag.
And you have one-on-one coverage. Go
pass
to
interference,
Brown.
number 10, defense, automatic, first down.
Now we're starting to see that game plan that offensive coordinator Matt Kubik for Campbell was telling us in our meeting with him.
And just like how he's being aggressive, give your guys a chance. When your top wide receiver only has 1 defender over the top, got to look his way. That's exactly what you do because you have confidence he's going to haul it in or you're going to get a penalty. It's just so difficult to defend his size and his speed, Lendl.
A transfer from USF. Great football player, even better man, Jay.
The coaching staff talked about him off the field, just raved about the type of person he is and how hard he works.
There's a snap. Masco now looking for Brown again. Looking for another pass interference. He won't get the fade, but this is 2nd and goal now from the 3.
A lot of contact on that play. Definitely could have been a flag. They're just going back to basketball. Just throw the ball up. Give number 9 a chance.
Fabian covering him there, 6'1", 175. But again, Brown stands at 6'5", and he's long. He's got a long wingspan.
He is. Got the reach, 4-down territory.
Hand off. Mitchell headed for the end zone. Just short.
Number 24, J.J. Callen.
They give it to Callen. That's Callen.
Number 93, Jaden missing on the
Wendell, I would give it to him again.
Well, the freshman is a bruiser, Jay.
He just fights and claws. Watch him.
We'll bring up 3rd and goal.
There's a pile. Looks like he's in.
There's no challenge. They won't challenge it. Now the fans just seen the replay. They're not excited about it. We'll see again. Out of the eye. No. We will review, Jay. Jay, I think this one is going to get overturned.
The home fans are happy there's a review, and I think they're going to be even more pleased. This looks to be overturned.
So they will review. We just saw it, and thank goodness we've got that goal line angle, Jay. Watch this again.
It's a good look as Cowan gets it. That ball hits the white line. This is going to be a touchdown. His knee did not look to be down, Wendell. Sorry.
That will be the first career touchdown for the freshman. And Jay, this place will explode. He went to Triton High School, just a few miles away from here in Bowie's Creek.
It's special when you're somebody from the hometown of the university and playing for these fans who supported and watched you in high school, and your family, of course, can come to play right down the street. And he's making an impact, and the coaches love him and what he's bringing to the table. His energy, his hard physical running ability, and I think he's going to get his first touchdown right now.
We'll see what the review is. Gerald Evans upstairs, a replay official. Bill McKeever is our white hat official this evening. Let's take another look. J.J. Callen dives forward, fighting with everything he has. He thinks he has the touchdown. Campbell thinks he has the touchdown. And now it's just a matter of review, Jay.
I think he's got a touchdown too. I mean, the ball's over the white line. His knee was not down. To me, this should be an easy reversal.
J.J. Callen, the freshman running back, 6 foot 205, from Irwin, North Carolina, right down the street. Less than 15 minutes away, he played high school at Triton High. And the hometown kid looking to get his first collegiate career rushing touchdown. And it gets a thorough review by Bill McKeever and Gerald Evans. And I appreciate the thorough review, Jay, because this touchdown can change the momentum of the game.
Definitely. And I mean, they're going to check every look at this, make sure, because they have to have conclusive evidence.
Again, it was ruled on the field short of the touchdown.
Right.
So now they have to have enough evidence to overturn it. We'll hear from Bill McKeever.
After further review, the rule in the field stands. 3rd down.
So they'll rule him short. Campbell fans not happy about that call.
And for me, I think he got in,
right,
and I stand by that. Now, do you have evidence that his knee was not down? To me, that's a touchdown.
Here's the snap, handoff to him again, and the hometown kid gets in. The first collegiate career rushing touchdown for J.J. Callen. And Campbell back up by 2.
What a play, what a memory for Cowan in such an important ball game at a critical spot in the 4th quarter. All does not go your way. You come back, find a way with grit, toughness, and power. Just plowing through for a touchdown, spinning your way into the end zone, and what a moment for him.
The extra point is up and through. Campbell now with the 3-point lead. Jay, this game has completely turned on its head from the first half.
It's been fun. I mean, each team has had big moments. There's been some mistakes. Each side has given itself a chance here in the fourth quarter. That's all you can ask for. And for Campbell, what a response coming back down the field after the big play you gave up, finishing it off.
So they said Litton missed the field goal, Jay, or he missed the extra point. So now this is a 2-point game, and a field goal takes the lead for Delaware State. Now plenty time on the clock. I'm sure they want to chew up as much as possible, but that's huge.
Yeah, definitely special teams is always a big factor in any ball game. One, Campbell would like to have tacked on to make it a field goal game, but you're right. Each side will have multiple opportunities as we close out the fourth quarter.
It'll be up to see which is better, the Campbell defense or the Dale State offense. With 9:23 remaining, we've got a 2-point game here. It's a high-scoring affair on a Bob Barker day here in Bowie's Creek. With Jay Sungholter, I'm Lyndall Suggs. We're so glad you joined us. You'll want to stick glued to FloFootball for the next 9 minutes and 23 seconds of game time action. This one booted away by Sullivan. It'll be fielded now, heading past the 15, towards the sideline at the 25, and pushed out of bounds. Timothy Scott Jr. on the return. That sets Delaware State up in some of the best field position they have had in the second half. That's the first return on a kickoff in the second half, Jay.
Well, for Campbell's defense, Lendl, you gave up the big play the last drive. You just want to keep everything in front. You have to tackle. That's got to be the message for these players is wrap up, tackle, swarm. Multiple guys have to come over to make a play and help out.
The Delaware State offense last drive. It was a touchdown, one play, 75 yards in 15 seconds. Sutton moves to the backfield. He'll take the handoff. Outside towards the numbers, past the 35. And a first down for Del State.
14 carries for Sutton. And right at 147 yards on the day.
Although both teams' records don't reflect it right now, I think they'll fare off better in conference at the end of the year than a lot of people are projecting them right now.
You know, and Lendl, great point. Both teams have shown a lot. There's improvement areas that you know they'll continue to progress at. The positives, though, really stand out with how explosive each side has been.
Sutton hits the hole, and he's chopped down by C.J. Tillman. Or check that, that's JoJo Pace.
Second down, 8, Delaware State.
It's second down here. Here's a snap for Adams. Surveying, quick route to Sutton out the backfield. He's brought down. They finally wrap him up, but he'll get the first down. And so you talked about that's going to be key on this drive, Jay, the tackling.
Yeah, and Sutton makes it difficult. This is his first catch. You've got to wrap him up. With the guy as talented and as big as he is, now 2 members over there to bring him down, which you've got to flow to the football. Just whatever it takes, you cannot allow him to get yards after the catch, yards after contact.
First and 10. Here's the snap. Handoff again. Hits the hole. Breaking outside. Dives forward for the first down. They'll mark him just short, but he dove over to get as many yards as possible.
Watch the toughness. There's a stiff arm. Good job. Just going low to bring him down.
Second and 1. Adams. Shotgun. Handoff. Faked. Thrown deep down the sideline. Incomplete. Pass intended for Christian Tate.
Good no call. This physical down the line of scrimmage. Both guys battling for position. The ref's letting them play. Big third down. Now if you're Delaware State, Lendl, 3rd and 1, would not be surprised if your mindset is, hey, we've got 2 downs to pick up 1 yard. 6:39 left on the clock. Limited opportunities.
Both teams with all their timeouts. The handoff. Jenkins presses forward. And they'll look like they'll spot him the first down. Delaware State is pressing through and now entering that field goal range because a field goal, Jay, takes the lead.
Yeah, with their kicker, you got to get to about the 35 and you start to feel comfortable. The offense right now, this is where you want to just continue to run the ball. If you see a coverage you like, you can attack, but your ground game has been successful. It's like an injury.
Injury timeout.
Down on the field is a Hornet. The trainers will come out to attend to him. Kyrie Benton. Three receptions, 34 yards, and a touchdown. He's down. Likely a cramp, Jay, stretching him out. It's a hot game. You know, they say 83, but that's what it feels like when you're on grass. You add the turf plus, oh, by the way, this is North Carolina, so add the humidity in there as well. It probably feels closer to 100 degrees on that turf right now.
The turf is a difference maker. It adds so much heat. And these guys have been playing hard. This has been a competitive ball game. Good to see him walk off the field. Each side getting a break, though, of a timeout to reassess, readjust.
155. Jay, this is a Campbell defense also trying to figure things out as well and get things together. Jonathan Melvin, one of their starters, is done for the year. Had surgery on his spine, and he has finished his collegiate career nonetheless, but he has been important on that and the linebacking crew. Adams takes the snap, and he's brought down. Isaiah Potts into the backfield for the sack.
Just excellent work from Potts. 97. See him going one-on-one, engages, then throws his man. And not only do you move the offense back, but you move them further from field goal position.
Itching closer to 5 minutes. Eight seconds on the play clock. Man in motion. Here's the snap. Adams surveying. Time. Rolls out. Pocket collapses. There's a flag down. He'll dive forward for some yards.
It's going to come back. Should be a hold on the Hornets.
Holding, number 50, offense. 10-yard penalty, second down.
The center. And Abugnu.
The offense moving back, Lendl, and Campbell doing a good job staying composed, disciplined.
Third and a right to Anger here, or second and a right to Anger. Five seconds left on the play clock. Here's the snap, the handoff, wide hole, Sutton. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Hand off up the middle to number 1, Caden Sutton. Number 20,
It's a big third down, Jay, but you weren't expecting for the Campbell defense to give up that many yards.
Not sure they were expecting a run in a passing situation. They go against the grain, run the ball. Now make it 3rd and 9 as we wait for with another injury.
Well, Jay, can you blame Delaware State? 452 yards of total offense, 240 yards on the ground.
They've been so good. I mean, that ability to run the ball when you want and get to the second level has really been the difference for their offense.
21 first downs for Delaware State. They're 5 for 9 on third down right now. Both of these teams, though, they've ran around 60 plays, and this is kind of where you want to be at this point in the game. 60 plays for Campbell, 54 for Delaware State offensively. But yards per rush, Jay, Del State has 7 yards per rush.
It's been their biggest strength. In 3rd and long, would you be surprised if they don't run the ball? Sutton not in the ball game.
All backs in an empty backfield. No backs in an empty backfield.
Watch Adams improvising, getting outside of the pocket.
No spy. Pressure comes. Pocket collapses. Tillman gets to him first. Doesn't get brought down, and he slips. No conversion on 3rd down. A huge play and a huge break for Campbell.
Biggest play of the day for Campbell's defense. They rush 5, and they just close things off for Adams as he slips. And Delaware State, you think they're going to punt it, but they're going to keep their offense out on the field.
With 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining. 10 seconds on the play clock. Marquis Adams in the shotgun. This is the first 4th down attempt of this game for the Hornets. Here's the snap. Adams, flag. This is going to be a delay of game.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Delaware State. That is their first of the half.
Lee Hall sneaks in the timeout, Jay. They were 2 seconds away from a delay of game.
But, you know, in this situation, the 2 theories are go ahead, go for it. 3:18 left in the game. Even though it's 4th and long, you got to go for it and take advantage of your chance. Or punt it away. Trust your defense with, at the time, 3 timeouts, now only 2, plus the 2-minute timeout. So essentially right now, Delaware State does have 3 timeouts if you include the 2-minute timeout. Their offense, though, was staying out on the field for a reason. They're going to keep them out there because they believe we've got a strike right now and we can pick this up. Now, again, it's going to be imperative with the running ability of Adams. You cannot allow him to get outside and pick this up. You've got to keep him corralled in, force him to try to throw it, keep him in the pocket.
4th and 10. Sutton in the backfield. Here's the snap. Adams rolling right. The throw. It's caught! It's a 1st down for the Hornets. Guzman with the stop. But a huge catch and a 1st down for this Hornets offense.
It was a designed rollout to the right. You have 3 wide receivers working on the defensive backs for Campbell, and it was a quick corner route. They found enough distance, separation once he got down past the 1st down marker.
Jordan Hull on the reception. That's his 2nd catch of this game. Here's a snap. And off Sutton. He breaks through a tackle, pushes forward for some more yards. They're in the red zone now, Jay.
And Campbell going to use a timeout.
Campbell. That is their first.
As Delaware State is inside of field goal range, you have the 2-minute timeout as well as now 2 times you can stop the clock.
2 minutes and 27 seconds remain in a back and forth barn burner here in Buies Creek.
For Campbell, of course, you want to stop, get a turnover, no points. But also, too, with the timeouts and the 2-minute timeout, it's imperative you can't give up another first down, because that's going to put Delaware State more in the driver's seat with the time left on the clock, plus limiting potential opportunities for your offense.
Second and 4. From the 20. Adams back to Sutton. Gets the first. Swarming towards the ball. Won't be enough to stop him. He's at the 15.
Gain of 6 yards.
They get the first down. So they're going to take their time, roll this into the 2-minute timeout.
It's the 2-minute timeout here in Buies Creek. 2-minute game, 2 minutes left. Barn burner here in Buies Creek.
A very important assignment is on the horizon.
It's one that you don't want to miss out on.
This year is election year,
which means you have a role to play.
There's a ballot for you.
Think about those who have gone before, paving the way so that you have an opportunity to have a voice.
And a voice that matters.
So here's your reminder.
Register, research, and make your ways to the polls.
Not just for you, but for generations to come. Don't miss the moment, impact the moment.
We are not merely an institution of higher education. We are transforming lives and empowering students to become leaders.
Leaders in our communities, in our state, and throughout the world.
Leaders in innovation. Leaders in service to our neighbors.
Join our movement. Join our community. Join our mission. Lead with purpose. Lead with Campbell.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5. That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's. Do you remember your favorite McDonald's collectibles? Well, this is them now. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and choose between 10-piece McNuggets or a Big Mac to get one of 6 collectible cups while you still can.
The last play of this game. Sutton. The rush up the middle. 5 yards in the first down. And now Delaware State at the 15. Most definitely in field goal range, Jay. But now, your biggest opponent right now is the clock.
Yeah, and for Delaware State, just forecasting, if you run the ball 3 times and don't pick up the first down or score a touchdown, and you get to the 4th down where you do kick the field goal, Campbell's going to stop the clock twice, but then you'll have one running play where you can get to about a minute left in the game. But again, still a lot of opportunities here for Campbell to make a stop.
Handoff, Sutton to the house. Touchdown, Delaware State.
Number 1, Jaden Sutton.
His second touchdown of the day. And that inches him closer to 200 yards today. It's a monster game for him.
He's had a great day for Campbell. Coming out, they allowed him to score. That was on purpose. As the defensive line came off the ball, you could see they were allowing him to get in so they could maintain. They could maintain time for a drive because they did not shoot off the ball. They allowed that touchdown again to allow them plenty of time to have a drive instead of Delaware State using the clock and either scoring a touchdown with limited time or kicking a field goal. Campbell preserved their offense now with 2 timeouts, and they know they've got to get a touchdown, but at least they're going to have a chance and have this game in their hands.
Analytically, Jay, that's probably the right move to make.
Exactly, because if you get 2 stops, and
you
they go ahead and
bounds.
kick the field goal.
Yeah.
There, you know, and it's all a game of what ifs, but analytically, that is the move where, all right, yes, you're down and they scored, but you have control of this ball game now because you're going to get the ball back with plenty of time and your timeouts. Now you have to execute and score a touchdown. But again, it's back. You have control of it where you can have a say in this and not allow Delaware State to milk the clock down.
Bell State looking to go for 2. That will etch this to a full 7-point game. Or 6-point game.
Delay a game, number 5, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, point for try.
So Jay, interesting call here because this doesn't push you all the way. Campbell can't get a field goal to take the win, and they can't field goal to tie.
Right.
But still going for 2 here.
Yeah, so in this situation, you're up by 4. You're going for 2 to make it a 6-point game because if Campbell misses the extra point, then it's a tie ball game.
Adams, pressure coming to the end zone. Falls short.
Well, they're throwing a throwback to their offensive lineman, Justice Johnson, number 55, trying to trick the defense. There's Johnson just falling out of the backfield, not able to convert, and now Campbell, it's all out in front of you. Touchdown. You're probably going to win the game, again, depending on how much time is left. But you've got this drive to get it started. You have the 2 timeouts. You can run the ball. You have to have a sense of urgency. No reason to rush.
The offense got into a groove on the last drive. Jay, do you leave the freshman in at tailback if you get closer down to the goal line?
Oh, I do. This coaching staff has complete trust in Cowan, and it's evident by the playing time he's received. He's earned it, and they trust him. The number one thing for Campbell is ball security. You can't win this game if you have a turnover. You know the Hornets is going to go after the ball, trying to knock it loose. You got to secure it. You need a good start on special teams to begin the drive. Again, Campbell, no reason to rush. You can mix in the run and the pass.
In the air, finds Wilkins. He'll return up the middle of the field to the 20, chopped down there. This drive a little bit different, Jay, for Campbell. Their coach's comm went out on the last drive that they scored that touchdown. So there was no communication from upstairs, downstairs. Offensive coordinator Matt Cuban had to come to the sideline.
Yeah, sometimes things happen, and how do you adjust? And I think the coaching staff did a great job. Those going down, just finding a way to communicate. Right now the offense, your mindset is, let's 4-down territory and just make sure we pick up positive yards, go forward. No penalties, no mistakes, no sacks.
Mitchell in at tailback. Masco in the pocket, breaking across the middle. There's the rocket. Here's the first Citizens first down for Campbell.
I like the creativity on that passing route concept, crossing routes deep over the middle. And Wilkins, who's been so good today, is Masco just reading the defense. Wilkins flashes. That's a great way to start off the drive.
Campbell has been fight by air all day, over 300 yards through the air. Here's the snap. Masco pressure, escapes. Looking, sideline for R.J. Jackson. There's pass interference. And Jay, that's pass interference on Wayne Favors III because he didn't get his head around.
He didn't
pass
turn
interference,
around.
defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And I like how Jackson goes back for the ball to create that contact. As Masco just maneuvers, there's pressure. This could have been a sack. He's so good, feeling it, getting outside. And Jackson goes back for the ball to get the penalty, a new set of downs.
The junior with the veteran play. Mitchell in the backfield. The snap. Steps up in the pocket. Now rolling out. Tuck it. Kept it himself. First down, and he slides smartly.
So good. And Masco, this is such an important drive for this young team. First year Braxton Harris. Critical fourth quarter here. This game's gone back and forth. Campbell exuding confidence, having positive plays.
The snap, Masco. Looking. Throws deep. Jackson, it's caught! Inside the 5!
Masco's pass is complete. Complete to number 17.
Fabian with good coverage. Jackson with better offense.
Gain of 27.
Masco locked in, so accurate. Jackson going down the sideline, turns back. That's perfect placement, right on his shoulder.
First and goal for Campbell here. Inside the 5 at the 3.
First down. The previous play is under further review.
They'll check that. Masco dropped that in the breadbasket, Jay. You can't get more accurate than that pass.
And that's composure in an NFL level throw. In a big moment, you got to step up and make that play if you wanted to win the game. And Masco stood strong in the pocket, confident, accurate throw. This should stand, and now the question is, Lendo, if this play stands, both teams are going to have an opportunity to discuss on the sideline. We'll get a look as the offensive line protects. Easy pocket. This placement over that shoulder. He's got feet in. Looks to have control of the ball. This should stand. But now, situation's kind of reversed. Delaware State, you're backed up. Do you try to allow Campbell just to walk into the end zone to give yourself time for an offensive drive?
Yeah, it would ask Campbell to hold down this defense again. This team right now trying to figure out everything going on, especially on this catch. 5 toes down challenge for R.J. Jackson. Jay, tight window. This is a huge play. And if it's incomplete, that pushes Campbell all the way back.
Yeah, well, it'll definitely be a dejection for Campbell if it's brought back. I don't think it will be. The coaching staff, though, on both sides, they've got a plan for each scenario right now because they don't know either. So they're having a discussion talking about, all right, if the play stands, this is what we're going to do. If it's reversed back, then we're going to have to readjust. And here's our game plan for that. But again, if this ball's at the 3-yard line, and Delaware State's mindset has to be if it stands.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
So first down for Campbell inside the 5 at the 3. That's huge.
Yeah, and for Delaware State, okay, do you play defense and just try to keep Campbell out of the end zone? You got basically 4 downs to try to stop them from getting in 3 yards, or do you allow them to score and try to get the ball back to your offense with about 50 seconds left?
Let's watch it again. 5 toes down challenge to the outside. You can't script it better than that. The freshman in, they'll hand it off. He's sent back but fights for more. 1-yard gain.
Number 24,
Jay, he's got a big body to resist that first hit and bounce off at a spin for more.
And they trust him in this situation. And the freshman that's here from Triton High School, a big spot, and they're calling his number, giving him the ball in last time out for the Hornets.
Thank you.
So again, you have the 4-point lead. Campbell's got to get a touchdown. So they've got second down, they've got second, third, and fourth down. Try to pick up this yardage, the 2 yards to get in the end zone. But if Campbell gets a touchdown on this play, you'll still have a little bit of time for a drive. But if not, this is just going to milk the clock even more.
Jay, do you go back to him?
I would. He's your go-to guy.
This is a 4-down scenario,
and
Jay.
We've seen, as 24 comes back in the ballgame, he's the guy in short yard situations, the most physical runner for Campbell. And I would expect him to get the ball here, or a keeper from Masco.
Fade. Brown. Caught. Touchdown, Campbell. Campbell out in front. Chad Masco with the dart. Here's a flag on the play. The touchdown will stand. This is after the play for sure. But my goodness, what a ball. Just to the outside shoulder of Sincere Brown.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct number 9 of Campbell. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Try for point.
So not enforced on the PAT, but the point after. Jay, Litton has to make this one.
It's big. Make it a field goal game.
There's still 42 seconds. Plenty of time in the football game. Litton. Snap is coming. Hold. Kick. Distance. Down the middle. So Campbell pushes this to a field goal game. We knew it was going to be high scoring. Both of these teams needed it. But Jay, that's a touchdown throw. What a second half for Chad Masco.
Well, just an amazing effort from the whole Campbell roster. This game has not been easy. It's been back and forth, and it's not over. They've showed through adversity, through the lows, they can fight back. In a gotta-have-it moment, they give up the touchdown on purpose to give the ball back to their offense because they have confidence. Then they march down the field easily with positive plays through the air. Masco very accurate, throwing the ball, reading the coverage, knowing where to go. And this was the best throw of the day.
On a rope to the corner, and R.J. Jackson makes the catch. 5 plays, 64 yards. And Jay, under a minute and 7 seconds, which leaves 42 seconds for Delaware State here.
Yeah, that's the only danger. They were so good. The Hornets, with their excellent field goal kicker, will have an opportunity. And I'd expect Campbell to squib this to try to waste a few more seconds off the kickoff. But with the penalty, the returners are going to be lined up at about their own 20.
Masco 18 of 27, 323 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. Wilkins, 115 yards on the day, 7 targets, 5 targets for Brown, 133 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Campbell. It's caught, heading towards the outside, hits the numbers, out to the flat and tackled out of bounds. What you don't need to give up for Campbell, you do. A big play on the return.
That's exactly what the Hornets needed. They wanted it, and they get this drive from really good position to begin it. They need about balls at the 44-yard line. Yeah, they need about 25 yards to feel pretty good about their field goal kicking situation.
Getting all the help from the Campbell faithful they can. 36 seconds remain. Adams in an empty backfield. The snap. Steps back, pressure coming. Avoids it. Throws across the middle. Too high, incomplete. Paul Hudson III on the pressure that forces the incomplete pass.
The pressure was there as well as keeping Adams contained, not allowing to get outside and run. And anytime you go back towards the middle when you're rolling out and you throw across your body, it's always dangerous. The receiver was open. The ball sails. No timeouts as well for the Hornets.
There's the snap. Adams, clean pocket, throws across. It's complete. Brought down. Inbounds. My Brandon Guzman. And now in field goal range, Jay.
24 yards.
Yeah, and they want to get this closer, but they are in range. They're going to spike this.
Spike to stop the clock at 18.
They've got to be very careful. You are in field goal range, but you don't have any timeouts. If this ball is kept in the field of play, time may run out. Because you're going to have to run a play and get your field goal kicking unit out on the field. You don't want that to be rushed. So they're looking to go towards the sideline.
Do they take the shot here?
To me, if it's there, you can be aggressive. But if there is any risk, you do not want to put this game in harm's way with you being in range with your kicker. But again, you'd feel a lot better if you're closer.
Adams rolling left, throwing sideline. Out of play, out of bounds. 12 seconds remain.
All right, Campbell.
They're going to kick this.
Paul Hudson, the third for Campbell, is hyped up. This is going to be a long field goal to force overtime. "49 yards. Nathan Wilson to force overtime. And the timeout comes from Braxton Harris.
Prior to this timeout, Campbell, that is their second of the half. 30 seconds.
And I'm sure that Delaware State sideline is getting a little bit of deja vu.
It worked earlier on in the ball game with the timeout. And the message for the Campbell defensive rush is no offsides, don't jump. Make sure we stay disciplined, and then when you fire off on the ball snap, go with everything you have. This is the ball game. If you get a block, if you can get a rush and force an errant kick, we'll win. If not, you've got to have execution on the Hornets side to send this to overtime.
Wilson to force overtime. 49-yard field goal. The kick, it's up. It's no good. Campbell's gonna get their first home win of the season. In a static Barker Lane Stadium, as Campbell is 8 seconds away from their first home victory.
The pass rush was there, quickly getting in the backfield. The kick sails right, and this offense comes out to take a knee. What a job from Campbell. What a game, fighting through, finishing in the fourth quarter. And this is a big one for Braxton Harris and this team that he's developing.
Jay, that one looked blocked at the line.
Yeah, it looked to be tipped. It was definitely rushed due to the passing rush from the defense.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on the field, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Campbell not out of it yet. In victory formation. To secure the first home win of the Braxton Harris era. Sweet, sweet victory. Campbell lets the zeros hit the clock. In a burner with Delaware State, they pick up their first home win of the year. Jay, what a game.
Yeah, so much fun, and each side should be so proud of their efforts. A lot of things they'll learn on tape. This was a competitive ball game where you learn a lot about your team, and for Lee Hull and his Hornets, coming on the road, a tough atmosphere, they showed a lot. And for Campbell, the will to win, the will to compete through highs and lows. And how about making plays in critical moments on that last drive, the offense doing their job, and then the field goal attempt, the defense does their job to tip it. Complete team win, and they're going to be excited about building on this going into next week. This is a changing win for this program. Braxton Harris's first win at home. It's a big one.
Pack it up and break it down on the other side of this in Buies Creek. Campbell gets the win.
CAA football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent.
CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
We are not merely an institution of higher education. We are transforming lives and empowering students to become leaders.
Leaders in our communities, in our state, and throughout the world.
Leaders in innovation. Leaders in service to our neighbors.
Join our movement. Join our community. Join our mission. Lead with purpose. Lead with Campbell.
It's a Shortstop Food Mart post-game plus. The Shortstop Food Mart is the official convenience store of Campbell Athletics with 2 locations right by Campbell's campus, including right across the street from Gore Arena. Welcome inside the booth with Jay Sungholter. I'm Lyndall Suggs. We've been here all game, and Jay, it's been a barn burner the whole game through.
It's a fun one to watch. Each side played so well. There's so many big plays, but it comes down to the fourth quarter, managing the clock, and when you have to have a drive, when you have to have a stop, Campbell was able to find a way.
Let's take you to our Papa John's Pizza player of the game. Papa John's Pizza, better ingredients, better pizza. It is the official pizza of Campbell Athletics. Sincere Brown, 133 yards and 3 touchdowns on a day, Jay.
He's an amazing talent, and he came through in the biggest of ways, creating sparks for Campbell's offense. 3 touchdowns. He finds his way into the end zone every time he touches it, seemingly because of his talent, but also his will to compete. This is simple screenplay. Takes it all the way. Just turn on the Jets. Nobody had a chance, and he's a difference maker for the Campbell offense.
Jay, the real difference maker is number 2, the quarterback right there, Chad Masco. 18 for 27, 323 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day.
An important victory for him because they were down throughout this ballgame. He was composed. He protected the football. He was accurate. And when he was reading the defense, he made the good decisions and the right calls, where to throw the ball, where to take chances when he saw one-on-one coverage. And I just thought he was outstanding. There's the final touchdown. The final touchdown to Sincere Brown. Looked like it was going to be a running play. They're lined up in a power set. Then they go outside for the clinching touchdown.
For our wonderful spotter, Emma McNeil, who's been with us all game, Jay Sungholter, I'm Lyndall Suggs. We're saying so long as Campbell gets the victory over Delaware State, the first home win of the Braxton Harris era. Good night, everybody.